Go to bigheadsmedia.com for more great podcasts.
Welcome to Dig on America, where we speak truth to power. Every week, we give you the dig on how American history, policies, and media created the social and political issues we face today. DOA is independent media supported by listeners, but they'll tell you we're just fake news, deep state propaganda, funded by George Soros, the Clinton Foundation, BLM Marxists, and
Darth Sidious.
Tochinoshin. I've been on a real sumo kick lately. I've been watching. I watched 2 hours of sumo wrestling highlights yesterday.
Really?
It's a good sport. Like at first I thought it was stupid. I was like, I'm kind of getting into this. Like Tochinoshin, that's my boy.
He's about to buy a T-shirt and everything.
Man, see, I'm just a sumo wrestler trapped in the wrong body.
They got thin sumo wrestlers too. They don't have great records, but
them thin ones ain't no joke. Them the worst ones. Everybody afraid of them. Them is that like Sorry. You. Like they're like you, like just cock diesel 5'9" motherfuckers, and they have to like, yeah, I'm a sumo wrestler. I'm like, no, you're some sort of like engine, organic component amalgam. No, you're a muscle machine. But hi everybody, welcome to Dig on America, where we do the whole insert Dutch's long ridiculous speech. We have a guest today. Yes. Miss Guest, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Rayyvana. I work for the Young Turks. I've got my own show on their network every Thursday called Reactions. I also stream on Twitch on my own channel, twitch.tv/Rayyvana. I'm a law student in Chicago, work in disability law, and thanks for having me on.
Welcome.
Welcome indeed. Let me grab your Twitch link real quick. I'll put that in the chat for everybody. Everybody go follow and sub. I command it.
I command thee, go forth.
'Tis a commandment from high. All right, so there's that. Boom. All right, so we like to always, as a way of shaking hands and getting to know everybody, we got a couple of questions, just a couple. Boom. We call it the 4 down territory. Big House, you go first.
Who's your favorite Young Turks contributor?
Okay. I really like Jackson White. His Rebel HQ videos are good. He's very funny. And Fran Fio, because, I like to see women in politics, political media. There's not a lot, and I understand why after getting into it. A lot of fucking creeps out there, a lot of sexist ass people who really, really don't want to see women succeed. So, seeing a woman just very fearlessly saying her opinions, very inspirational. So I like her a lot too. Plus, she got to interview Bernie Sanders, and who wouldn't want to fucking do that?
Right? I would love to do that. if someone could set that up, that would be fantastic. Since you said you're from Chicago, I will give you a choice, but which Chicago food would you take with you to a deserted island?
Which Chicago food?
You're going to be out on this damn island with crabs, fish, and fucking coconuts for the next 20 years, but I will let you bring one box of your favorite Chicago delight.
It would definitely be pizza from the Boiler Room, because they have the best fucking pizza, and it's not like deep dish, because a lot of people think that everyone in Chicago fucks with deep dish. It's not it. It's like
double
lasagna.
Dough, baby.
It's like this nice thin crust Chicago pizza,
the
and
hand tossed.
It's so great. Definitely Boiler Room pizza.
Just have we'll send over 10 crates of pizza boxes to the dessert. All right, Big House.
All right. Well, you said Boiler Room pizza, but you didn't break us off any toppings.
Oh, that is true. You just said pizza.
Yeah.
So I'm a vegetarian or pescatarian or whatever. I eat fish, but who the fuck wants fish pizza? They have like they have a really good pizza that's like balsamic vinaigrette and basil, and like actual chunks of mozzarella. would be that. I can't remember what it's called because my friend always orders it for me because I'm usually plastered by the time we get there. But
Oh, it's one of those kind of pizzas.
Oh,
It's one of those kind of pizzas.
it's great though. They sell pizza by the slice. The only problem
cannot beat it. Cannot beat a slice.
Yeah. The only problem with the boiler room is that it's cash only. And like it's come on, it's 2021. Like just
let's
take
go.
a debit card.
Get a Square machine or something.
Report your earnings, damn it. That's what that is.
That's what that is. And like,
Report your damn earnings.
We're watching this drug money too. So
Yeah.
I mean, if the servers are pocketing some,
right,
more power to them. Good for them. But if the business is just like, on the side, like, don't tell them that.
We sold 800 pescatarian pizzas today. Whole pizzas.
Now, see, if you look here, we only made $100 on that holiday weekend. That's all we took in.
That's all we took in.
That's the cash deposit on Monday, is it not? That's all we made. Oh, I see vegan options. I'm trying to find it. It's called the house marinara. No, that can't be it. You said balsamic.
Balsamic vinaigrette.
I'm trying to find the menu. This menu is quite extensive. Not gonna.
Oh yeah, they got way too much stuff.
You gotta going on.
You just gotta go with someone who's been there before who will tell you what to get.
It's called the Purist.
Yes, the Purist. That's it.
$5.50 a slice, homie. See, yeah, they definitely and they taking cash only. Come on, man.
Yeah,
it is a big slice. I'll give them that. They're huge slices, but
it costs
$5.50. I don't know.
You know the other hustle that no one thinks about? Goddamn Girl Scout cookies.
And my grandma was a Girl Scout leader, so I know a little bit about that.
I'm just saying.
She never did anything, but I'm just saying.
They make hundreds of millions of dollars off these cookies. What the hell bills does the damn Girl Scouts have? All you got is a damn badge and the rest is your damn imagination.
Hey.
How much does that vest cost? That y'all need
uniform.
Millions.
They got to get the uniforms. They donate a lot.
They got, see, there go them donations.
That's right. Donations. I thought it was trash.
I'm just saying, they make a lot of money for somebody with no physical buildings, no overhead.
No, they got Girl Scout headquarters, bro. I've been there.
I've
been to Illinois Girl Scout, Chicago Girl Scout headquarters, bro.
You know what? I have too, because I was a Girl Scout as a kid.
How far did you make it? Did you make it to the cadets?
I was I got through until you like actually had to do work to become an actual Girl Scout. I was like the brownies, the daisies or whatever. And then they were like, you got to do it.
Brownies, and then you had the juniors.
I was a junior.
Once you become a cadet, you got to start putting in some work.
Yeah, I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it.
Girl Scouts is like Scientology for girls, I guess.
Not Scientology.
You gotta put in. You gotta put in work. You gotta go on missions and stuff when you a cadet. You know, you get a beret
and a vest with all your achievements on.
You get a beret and it got the sash, like the Cub Scouts with all the. It's my.
Oh, that's right. They do have a sash.
I made a campfire.
Boy Scouts.
That's my campfire pack. My grandmother used to take the Girl Scout troop to Butternut Springs. That was the name of the campsite. Yes, you cannot get more campy and girly than Butternut Springs. And guess what? On the low, I wanted to go on one of them trips, but I could never go
because it's a trip.
Well, I think my grandma was like, you can come to the meetings and stuff, but you ain't about to be camping out with all these chicks.
Oh, are there going to be women? I was going for the campsite.
I'm like, for real? I thought it was all about the camping and the s'mores.
I was just trying to get a s'more.
Ain't nobody trying to talk to Denise.
Oh, big booty Denise.
Oh, man.
They let girls go to Boy Scout camp. I would always go to my brother's Boy Scout camp. And I went to Girl Scout camp way past the time I was a Girl Scout, just because that shit was fun as fuck. And when you have nothing to do over the summer, like
go to Girl Scout camp.
Go to Girl Scout camp. But no men at all allowed at Girl Scout camp. But I was just fucking doing the Pinewood Derby at Boy Scout camp. Like,
yeah,
I was a Boy Scout for about 2 weeks. I made it to about 1.5 meetings.
I was never a Boy Scout.
And there was like yo, we're gonna do this weird Olympics thing here. And I was like, all right, what is this? Like, we got a
the
bunch
sack
of
race, we got the 3-legged race,
a bunch of shit like that, like county fair kind of shit. And they're like, had one, it was like grab your ankles and run.
Oh no.
My stepdad was like,
See, and knowing now, knowing now what we know.
Come on, we out of here.
We know who came up with that damn game. Somebody came up with that game. Like my man from what was that, Road Trip, where they would dude was washing his rims and he was digging in his belly button.
You get the movie wrong every time.
It's not Road Trip. It's Dodgeball.
Dodgeball.
Yes.
Because there was playing Milkshake.
You're right. I do get it wrong every time. I don't
time.
know why I want to say Road Trip, but it is Dodgeball. He had on those Daisy Duke shorts and the half top, man. That's hilarious.
With the big fucking pit bull just snarling like an inch away from his face.
My man is like, yeah, get in there nice and deep. Nice and deep.
Fucking weirdo. One more quick banter thing before we.
No. We got one more question for 4 Down Territory, dude.
Only asked 3.
Mikey, it's your turn though.
A little vague, but I can go with it. And it'll actually piggyback us into the first banter topic. Who would you most like to come on to one of your streams, aside from Bernie Sanders?
And us.
And us. We don't want to put a thumb on the scale.
Right.
Who would I most like?
Yeah, leave us out of it.
There was a name that came to my mind, and I don't want to say it because people will make fun of me.
No, space. We would
Rayyvana,
never do that.
You have to say that name right now. That is the name.
Know.
It's definitely Hassan Piker. Like,
yeah, that's great. That's great too because that's my name.
His name is also Hassan.
I like his politics. I like his show, but like, I think he's a cool guy. Plus, he bought a house, so I have to give him shit for that.
Oh, Hassan, you messy-haired juggernaut.
Damn homeowners.
Can't stand them. But I was listening to a little bit of your stream before you hopped on with us, and I just, as a note, I wrote down to myself, respecting your platform. Now, what were you ranting about in like your last 15 minutes? It was a little ranty, but I felt every single syllable. So
I was definitely ranting, but like, so like when you guys reached out to me, it was different than what I'm about to describe. But I get a lot of people in my DMs who are just like, hey, can I come on your stream? And it's like, they have like 3 followers on any platform that they're on. And they're like, it's going to be mutually beneficial. You'll get something out of it and I'll get something out of it. And I'm like, in what fucking world am I getting a goddamn
so
thing
Chicago,
out of
dude. She's so Chicago. She's like, in what fucking world? She put the hand in the camera. Bitch, I'm doing you a favor, motherfucker.
You're doing me a favor. I'm doing you a favor.
Like, it's one thing if someone is like, hey, I'm super knowledgeable on this topic and it's very like a prescient issue. Like, I think that I would bring something to the table to discuss it. And people do that. And like, that's a whole separate thing. Like, if someone knows a lot about a topic that I don't, that is like a big story, I would want their input, but people just reach out and they're just vaguely like, hey, can I come on your show right now? No, the fuck you can't. Why would you think I would say yes?
You could be anybody.
Yeah, like you can come on here and say anything you want. You can come on here and say the 14 words and get me banned off every fucking platform. I don't know you. You don't know me. No, you can't come on my show.
But it would mutually
no phone
benefit
call,
him.
No screening, no nothing. Let me just come on right now.
Yeah.
I'll let your boy.
Don't even come with a topic. Just show up, and I'll just let you just freestyle because that's never gone wrong.
Yeah, I do have a lot of people that are specifically asked, "Can I go on your TYT show?" I'm like, in what world do you think I'm going to risk the gig I've got going for me with TYT by bringing your ass on here? No.
Right.
Can't see how the mutual. When's the mutual part come in?
Yeah, exactly. No,
I was on TYT, bro. I was on TYT, bro.
Yeah,
Rayyvana had me on, dude.
What did
I talk about? Hey, who cares? I was on TYT, dude.
Hold on, let me send you the link.
tell us what were the steps A, B, and C before you got to TYT?
Yeah, so I started streaming like December-ish on my own channel, and then around May, TYT started a contest for a new Twitch streamer. And like the people in my community were mostly just clowning, like, hey, you should make a video and submit it. And like we put together, it was a joke video. Like we put it together, and like someone in my community wrote a song. It was just supposed to be a joke. Like it was just a bunch of clips of me saying fuck over and over again, like just doing clown shit.
Stuff you never normally do.
But like, so I just posted it and I was like, whatever. And then like I started going through the other submissions, and one of my best friends who works with me on my stream like was looking through them, and she texted me. She's like, Ray, I'm scared you might win. Like,
oh no.
Like these other submissions are trash. It's ass out there.
And
you might
then
win on a joke, baby.
Yeah, then Jank announced like the finalists, and it was me and this other streamer, Ben, and then we did a test stream and they hired us both. So then we started our own shows, and it's been great ever since.
That's pretty cool. But that's very concerning that so many other people were just like, and then I'll bring the chicken suit in, and then I'll put that in my audition video. It's like, how bad did they do? It's like a fuck remix mashup compilation got you into the finals.
It was a lot of people who like in their videos were like, I've never streamed before in my life. I don't have a computer. I don't have a mic. And I was like, did you think this was gonna work, man? Like you're telling them all of your deficits right now.
So here's why you're not going to want to hire me. Let me get that stuff out of the way first. Let me just tell it to you so you don't have to guess.
Right, I have a face made for radio and
a voice made for broadcast.
And I hope all those people, like, I wish them the best. I hope that they all run with their ideas and do their own Twitch stream, and they're all like TYT viewers. They're all wonderful people. But there was definitely like a moment where I was like, oh, me and Ben are the only people who have ever streamed before in our lives. Right. Like this is definitely like a possibility.
Wow. Well, that's cool.
Cool. And back to like the respect of your platform thing. So I have a hard and fast rule, but the other two gentlemen don't have a hard and fast rule about this. There are certain people I will not entertain and will not get airplay. And if they need to be on here, then I don't need to be on here. Are there like certain issues where if people are, I'm a this or I'm a that you're just like, you know what, I'm not even interested in having the conversation? Because if you're like one of those crazy COVID denying psychopaths, I can't be bothered. If you're a flat earther, I can't be bothered.
Yeah, I definitely, a lot of people on Twitch do debates. I don't. I have no interest in doing debates. And like a lot of people think that there's some sort of utility in debating like fascists or Nazis or COVID deniers. And I don't think that there's any like actual benefit to that. Like maybe someone sees it and changes their mind. Like, but the chances of that are like infinitesimally small. I don't think that that's real. So I don't entertain anyone who I can reasonably see is a conspiracy theorist, like a fascist, a far right winger who, having a rational conversation with them is like talking to a brick wall. No matter what you say, they're just going to continue to say whatever bullshit nonsense they believe because they are not living in the same reality as normal people. They're in a whole different fucking universe that they're
on what if
constructed.
They're very comfortable in their universe, so they're not really interested in any outside opinions.
Yeah,
it's very comfortable.
And I'm rapidly headed that way. My grandmothers on each side were teachers, so I watched them, and then what seeped into me was, I can get through to you. I just have to find the avenue, and I'm realizing now that some roads are closed for indefinite construction, and you
it's
must
I-90.
It's like, hey, this road doesn't go down to one lane. it's closed. You got to go that way, and it's just crazy the links that the cognitive dissonance and things that and other links that people go to rationalize stuff and explain away science and statistics and peer-reviewed studies and things like that. Because I'm a person where I'm like, well, if you show me an MIT study that says XYZ and then you back that up with a Stanford study that came out with the same stuff, and those are all left-wing progressive sympathizers. They're liberal. They're funded by Soros and Clinton herself. And I'm just like, wait a minute, and nobody believes science until they drag out the doctor that believes that demons have sex with women. Then they believe that's science.
Yep.
That's the science.
All about
this doctor says that demons have sex with women and have babies. And I'm going to trust her thoughts on COVID.
America's frontline doctors, brother.
Oh my God!
Only science I trust.
I literally forgot about fucking demons.
Let me tell you a quick story about America's frontline doctors. My ex-wife does not want our son to get vaccinated, and in one of her rants on text, she said, "You got to look up America's frontline doctors." I threw my phone across the room. I was like, oh, I said, forget it. I said, I just hope my son is safe. Make sure he wears his mask, because when you say this, you got nobody in there is an immunologist, a virologist, or epidemiologist. This chick runs her practice out of a strip mall, and that's who we believe in. Okay, versus a dude that's been doing this since ever. Okay. Anyway, I'm sorry. We go on tangents here sometimes.
Us? Tangents? No
way.
That's not a thing. And also, I've actually talked to two virologists and doctors of infectious medicine, or whatever it is, infectious disease. They all say wear a mask and get your fucking vaccine. So the episode, I'll give you guys links to the episode where they explicitly talk about this.
Yes, yes. Put that out there for people.
Literally, I asked a doctor. They said do it. So,
and I know a crap ton of nurses, because my wife works for a university that has one of the best nursing programs in the state. And they're all like, these people are crazy. And they're all like, hey, these nurses and doctors who are saying don't get the vaccine and stuff, their political ideology trumps their medical.
Oh.
And in most of the cases, like, no, these people were batshit crazy Trump or Republicans before this all came down. And that guides their medical decision making. And that's horrifying to think when you think about these people out in the field, and you're like, oh wow, there's certain people out there who base their medicine on their political ideology.
I always say think of the worst people you knew in high school. They're nurses now. Those are the worst people you ever knew.
Nurses and cops.
Fucking nurses.
They're cops.
Nurses and cops.
How dare you?
Nurses and cops.
Right. And now they're seeping into politics too.
And
politicians as well. You got Cinema out there and some other people that are just like,
yeah.
Somebody had their outfits made fun of when they were in high school.
And now we can't get healthcare because of it.
Right.
My man had on green overalls. What you want me to say? Nothing. Had to say something. He had Gumby out here looking crazy. I had to say something to him. But also on your stream that you just left, someone went missing. A couple went on a hike, and then the wife was missing, and then they thought it was a husband, and now the husband got released from custody, and now he's gone.
So Gabby Petito has been missing since early. I think they filed that she was missing on September 11th. She went on a cross-country road trip with her boyfriend or fiance. I don't know. I think they were just dating, but they had been living together and been planning on getting married. So they went across the country. At one point they were stopped by the most and all police are incompetent, but for a domestic dispute, there's like a video of it from the body cam footage. He clearly had been antagonizing her. She was in distress, but
you
the
can see
police
red marks on her body too.
Yeah. The police said that she was being hysterical or whatever. They separated them for a day.
She's a hysterical woman,
Another sexist term.
Yep. She had the woman affliction. But so then they released them. They continued on their road trip. And then her parents stopped hearing from her, which was bizarre because they had been in contact like the entire trip. And it was like for social media or whatever. They had been documenting it on Instagram, and like the post stopped, the calls stopped, and he came back alone in the van. Went back to his parents' house, was there for like 2 weeks or some shit, like for a while. He got away with it for a while. Before her parents like filed a missing person, and then at the end of September they found her body in the last national park that she had like been to with him, and the autopsy said she died of strangulation. So he booked it after having been in extensive contact with his parents, was living with them for a while. They went camping together. Like,
can't go.
Wait a minute, he went camping after his girl was missing.
Yep.
No, I ain't going camping with my son after he just murdered a girl.
Right.
Like, what the hell?
That mug might come into your tent. You know too much.
Sorry, it has to be this way.
So then there was like a massive manhunt. And honestly, it's been super sensationalized, which is, and it is an aspect of like missing white woman syndrome, because some student at ISU right here in Illinois, a black man was missing, and they found his body, and there was no news about it. Like no one seemed to.
He was in Marseille's. Yeah, I've been there. I know all about Marseille's.
Yeah.
Luckily, I ran the Spartan race and then I left. Back when the Spartan race was a thing. Is that still a thing? No tangents. No tangents. No tangents.
I think it is.
What strikes me, and we were talking about this before we went live, but what strikes me is they go on a road trip together across country.
Yes.
He comes back in the van that they left in.
Yes.
But he's by himself.
Yes.
And hey, where's Gabby? She's missing. Okay. Have a nice day. Right?
I actually don't know if he had the van or not. I think he might have abandoned it. So I can't remember clearly. But
Chat,
yeah.
help us out.
But like he came back alone, and her family was like, "Hey, where the fuck is our daughter?"
Right.
And he wouldn't tell them. His parents wouldn't tell them. And then when they finally filed the missing person report, he bounced. He was fucking gone.
Why did it take so long to file a report when you already you had no contact with her? Then here comes the fiance boyfriend without her. What type of man? Hey. If my girl is legitimately missing, hey, mom and dad, girlfriend's mom and dad, I am in Nevada, I am in Utah, I'm in Wyoming,
and she's missing.
Can't find Gabby. Yeah. Get out here. We need. How
Somebody
do you come
help me.
home? How do you come home and your girl that you left with? See, I guess as a brother, we know we can't do shit like that.
Oh no, you better come back with all your fingers and toes, all the luggage. You better not have no extra bags.
And it doesn't matter if you're with a white girl or a black girl. If you go somewhere with a chick and you come back, I don't know where she at. Then why aren't you there trying to find her is the next question.
Did he talk to her parents at all?
No, not at all. Her parents, his parents either did not talk to them. I know there's some issues with like filing missing persons report. There's like a period of time you have to wait.
It's like 48 hours though.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I think so.
I know
it might vary state to state, but I think it's like 48 hours and but it's all right. So I've seen TV shows. There's a show called The Judge with my man Bryan Cranston.
Oh
his
yeah, I
his
watched
son
like 2 episodes.
runs over somebody.
Yes,
And the father, Bryan Cranston's character, spends the rest of the damn show trying to cover it up.
Yep.
That his son took the car and ran over some dude, and it turns out like this person is a mobster's freaking son or something like that. So he's like, I'm trying to cover this up and not get killed at the same time.
Mm.
You know,
Love
and
Bryan Cranston.
this is what that reminds. I feel like the son comes home, breaks down. Hey, I strangled her. I killed her. You know what I mean? And mom
Yeah.
and dad are like, okay, so you don't talk to her parents at all. You don't talk to anybody at all. But how does law enforcement, you know, when in a relationship, when somebody goes missing or is dead, the first suspect is the partner.
Yeah.
Always.
And that is the person who is grilled and surveilled and phone taps, text, email, the whole shebangy bang usually. How did that not happen in this case where a person leaves with someone, a romantic partner, and comes back without them and they're, hey, yeah, I don't know where they're at.
Yeah.
Wonder what could have been different about them.
And to that end now, like he's been missing for like a month, but maybe more than a month because it would.
I saw a report that said they had him cited in Florida somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of people who are like, "Oh, I saw him," and it's like some blurry ass
Like
footage,
Elvis.
and it's like that could be a white man. I don't know. Like
I saw the Sasquatch. I mean, the guy.
I saw him.
Yeah,
I saw him.
But today the parents were like, all right, we're gonna go look on this trail that we used to hike to see if he's there. And wouldn't you fucking know it, the parents just as within an hour of being there find multiple items that they say belong to him. And I don't know what happened. They also found remains of a body. It might be human, it might not, it could be him, it could not. There's no universe in my mind where that man is not in Costa Rica right now. His parents got him the fuck out of there. They agreed to wait a certain amount of time. He stashed some shit in a place where they knew that they couldn't look because it was flooded and they'd been living there. And they hiked this trail all the time. So they would know that like during this time of the year, it's probably going to be flooded. Stash some shit there because they can't look for it right now. And then once the flood's like over, we're gonna go find it and then say like, oh, he must have gotten eaten by a fucking alligator. Like the parents were too involved. They're too involved. There's like no way they don't know where he is.
Shit just falls in too neatly.
And with Facebook being the thing, sorry, I hate Facebook just as much as everybody else. But there's no way you don't say, yeah, I know your daughter went out with my kid. I don't know where she is. You might want to look into it. You would say something to them.
Right.
Something. They had a bad fight. We haven't heard from so-and-so.
Right.
Okay, that's something. But
she said she was leaving.
Yeah.
Even that.
She got on a bus. She got on a bus.
Even if they lie about that, it's something so that they have something to go off of. No one just goes on a road trip with somebody and then comes back empty-handed talking about, and they don't be like, weren't you with somebody? He's like,
I don't know. Was I?
I don't know.
He said, Gabby who? I don't know who that is.
Gabby. No, I'm just going to go shower in peroxide. I'll be right back. It's like,
hey, hand me that pumice stone.
Right. Man is erasing his fingerprints.
Oh my gosh. It's so many things. There's incompetence of law enforcement on multiple states. There's the privilege aspect. There's the protect my child at any cost aspect.
Yeah.
You know, and that, you know, but because we're assuming here, but I mean, come on. But that must have played out in prior points in his life to lead him to believe I can go home, say this to my parents, and I know that it'll be all right. I know that they'll protect me because they did it. They did it here. They did it here. They did it here. They did it. Those are the parents that are in school when the teachers are like, your son's being a fucking asshole in school. Not my baby.
Yeah.
You know, my son wouldn't do that.
But
She was living in their home too with the parents. So it's like there's no fucking
Y'all
shot.
did get me
Like
dirty.
they are at the very least complicit, if not active participants in covering the shit
aiding and
up.
abetting.
And
Yeah,
they need to be
Complicit.
charged if they can't
sure.
find him or whatever, or if he
Yeah.
did get eaten by alligators. Someone needs to be held accountable. And you know, the legal system is a fucking disaster. Law enforcement is a disaster. But like someone needs to be held accountable, and the parents are there. They know what happened. Like
Oh, yeah.
charge them.
What state did they come out of?
Well, they're like originally Long Island, but the parents are in Florida. She was living with him in Florida. He murdered her. I think it was Wyoming where they found her body. But yeah, so they started back in Long Island and then made their way across America, but they were living in Florida.
So you know content creators, Haas, you do as well. Do they ever miss a post?
Miss a post?
They never miss posting an episode of anything that they got going.
right.
Mm-mm.
You're gonna get 3,000 notifications, about 30 tweets,
Right.
25 text messages. Like
and if
they're
she
gonna let you know
left
when
them-
they have shit coming out, and
if
then they
she
just
left
nothing.
them, there would have been a
Nothing
post
on the
about
channel?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
a
if
post
she-
about
if-
that. Hey, I
if
decided
she's
to
missing-
go the rest of this journey on my own.
There would have been a post.
There would have been a post. Right.
Oh, we had a breakup. I'm gonna get
Yeah.
everybody on my side. That's the first thing motherfuckers who are content
Right.
creators gonna do is they're gonna try to spin that story so that she's the bad guy. And I'm
Either
the good
spin it
guy.
or go on there and take the high road.
Yeah.
You know, we decided to part ways. I'm going to finish this out myself. Right now, I'm looking for transportation. If you guys know anybody who has an RV, I might be able to rent, or a van or something like that to help me out. My GoFundMe is because he's gone home.
Because homeboy drove home from Wyoming in dead silence without posting a single thing. That's not a fucking 3-hour drive. That's days.
At the very least, you would say some shit like, hey, something went down. I'm not in a good headspace. I'm not going to be posting. Like,
right.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you all later, you know?
Right.
But nothing. Radio silence.
It doesn't. Unfortunately, that just does not happen in
Not in today's
in
society.
the social medias, especially if you're a content creator.
A
and that's
social
like
media
literally how
content
you make your money.
creator does not just up and decide to get off the grid.
Yeah.
Not like that. But we, us all being Chicagoans by one stripe or another, we already dealt with this with Stacey Peterson.
Mm-hmm.
So we already kind of knew. I mean, Drew actually got locked up for other stuff that he got found guilty of. But I don't know how many times I saw Stacey pictures all over just about every bar that I would go into. There was missing posters for her.
Yep. And it's like, come on.
And this dude's walking around partying, whatever.
Like,
oh,
three wives later, right? Some shit.
Mhm.
Come on. Like, how is this man not immediately locked up?
He's a cop.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He's a cop. Blue wall of silence. You know, that's part of it. It's got to be a witch hunt because he's a cop. And we all know that cops they're all altruistic and do the right thing. And he would never do such a thing.
They're all Steve Rogers.
No cop in the history of copdom has ever power tripped and had a God complex and been a narcissist and a manipulator or anything.
I do love in Chicago, there's all these like officer down billboards. And then if you Google the names on the officer down billboard, they like died of heart attacks or COVID. Like they paint it like they fucking were like
Okay, Corral.
killed. Yeah, like they were killed in the line of duty by some criminal, but it's like this motherfucker died of COVID.
Yeah.
This late in the game.
Yeah.
You just didn't get the vaccine.
You know why? There's a lot of conservative cops. And once again, political ideology trumping, pardon the pun, trumping, common sense and listening to the science because the orange God told them that science isn't real anymore. And that anything opposite of what I say has got to be fake news and part of a conspiracy. Therefore, don't listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
And otherwise reasonably intelligent people are doing that.
Mm-hmm.
the prevailing science is obviously fake and it's a money grab, even though the vaccine is free and everything.
Go figure.
It's a money grab. And look at the stocks, the stock picks of politicians in Congress and stuff like that as evidence of a international global cabal conspiracy. Right.
It's all Jewish too.
Yes.
All of those conspiracy theories all circle back to the same thing, and it's
but none of those people are anti-Semitic that are pushing those conspiracies and saying that though.
No, they would never do anything like that.
No,
they would never.
Love everybody. I don't care if you're red, white, purple, black, or brown or plaid.
Yo, if they bring up plaid or purple one more fucking time when they listen out the nationalities, I'm like, that's not a fucking thing.
Right.
Okay. Stop.
You know, if purple
it's not
aliens
true.
touch down here, you'd be the first one shooting before they even, as they got off the ship.
Let's not talk about the plaid genocide of 2035. Took out all the plaid people.
Hey, don't joke about that. The plaids have had a rough go of it. Okay. Mm-hmm. Don't fuck with they've been
plaids weren't dirty thieves.
Right. Come down here sniffing up all the white man's air. I mean, I'm sorry.
Those dirty plaids.
Yeah, but that Drew Peterson thing is crazy because I mean, he loved the attention. That was crazy. Once they really honed in on him, he seemed to bask in the attention that he was getting. Remember that time they were walking him out with the orange jumpsuit on and cuffs? He's looking up at the cameras and waving and smiling.
Laughing and giggling.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's that Ted Bundy complex, right? He was the same way. He loved the attention, like fucking the celebrity of it. And like, some people buy into it. Like some people see that and they're like, this person could never do a fucking murder. Like, and then you've got all these weird people on the internet who are simping for fucking serial killers, which Drew Peterson definitely is.
Like Ted Bundy had tons of fan mail and women writing him in jail.
So did Drew. Even then, and that was like what, 2010?
I mean, what is that? Is that just extreme loneliness, or is that? Well, I know he's in jail, locked away somewhere, so he can't be out gallivanting around with somebody else. What? I don't know what the attraction is to someone who killed multiple people and is locked up for the rest of their lives. Why are you groupieing for this guy?
Yeah. It's like a cult of personality thing, right? Like, and a lot of serial killers are good at portraying themselves in the media as a likable figure because you have to have some sort of fucking
charisma,
like neuroses to be able to do those heinous crimes, and they don't feel guilty about it because they keep doing it. They get off on it. So and a lot of people who do that do it for the attention, right? So once they're getting that media coverage and that attention, they play into it and people buy it because, and it's fucked up that people buy it. But at the same time, like at the end of the day, it's the fault of the serial killers. It's the fault of the criminals for portraying themselves that way.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a lovely little rosy show today. We talked about assholes, serial killers. Let's see here. Let's get to the dig, shall we? So,
Lord, the dig.
We gotta get this lovable Joker on the screen, who's probably texting at.
Do we have to?
Just this once. Just this once. Go ahead, Dutch. Say what you got to say.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Jason Dutch. Again, remote. Oddly enough, and hello.
He's obviously in a basement, right?
Hello, Mikey. Hello, Big Haas. Hi, Rayyvana. Welcome to the show. Sorry I couldn't be there again with you guys this week, but I am again in Chicago, and again we'll be flying back to California while the show is being recorded. So I wanted to jump in real quick and bring you guys today's dig. And officially, my snap one, marry one, prank one is going to be Charlie Kirk.
Oh God!
All right, so Charlie Kirk is
monster.
So make it hard for her. Don't be easy on her.
Giggity.
Give her these softballs. All right, we want this to be hard. So Charlie Kirk. Anyway, I'm going to get into today's dig. As you can see, I am podcasting from a literal clusterfuck here. Oddly, my dad is like a big freaking hoarder.
That's
this is his
room.
office, but it's full of old boxes. Like there's literally boxes in here of like a Magnavox television from Service Merchandise in the 80s with
Service Merchandise.
Hey, that's a good ass TV. He need to hold on to that. That's a nice
That's a collector's item, man. You gotta sell that.
Yo, I'll take it off his hands if he don't want it. I'll buy it.
You can put something on it.
The Magnavox itself is long gone, like thrown away decades ago.
Oh.
But some reason he keeps the box, the receipts, and the warranty, all the styrofoam, the packing. I mean, it is pristine. If anyone is interested, we have a whole bunch of that stuff.
That's a good box for a body.
So let me get into, and I will be back on the show next week. Next week will suck. All right, so let's get into today's dig.
Personal day next week.
All right, so today, now my 8th grade social studies teacher, Mr. Humble, taught me things that turns out, after doing my own research,
Jesus, stop it,
is not always the whole history. And today we're going to dive into the really often undiscussed topic of the U.S. credit system, its origins, and how it impacts us today. And hopefully that will generate a cool conversation. So now your credit score is, for better or worse, and usually worse, one of the more important numbers in your adult life. It dictates if you can get a loan, what rate you'll pay on a loan, and at times, whether you can go to school. Its largest impact is that it determines if you can ever own your own car, or even more, a home, and might even determine if you get that dream job, flying into space with William Shatner. But how did this number come to be? So what secret Illuminati deep state council concocted this evil cauldron full of information that they now use to judge our life like an evil overlord? So perhaps it was the Rockefellers, perhaps it was J.P. Morgan, the Joneses. Oh, it must be the Clintons. That's right. It's the Clintons for sure. Oh, actually, you know what? It's not even the Clintons. As big of knuckleheads as they can be, they're not to blame for this. So in ancient times, you kind of knew who had good credit and who had bad credit, because ever since the money lenders, at least those that survived Jesus's rampage at the temple, would either get paid back, or you'd be in jail, or you would be dead and therefore unable to get a loan. More recently, now that system obviously not good, but more recently, however, credit was very much a social construct called social credit, a controversial method that is making a comeback in both China and in Black Mirror on Netflix. So for the first couple hundred years of U.S. history, this is how credit was doled out. Potential lenders would usually rely on character judgments. Maybe the person who walked into their office always paid their bills on time, but the loan officer just got that little sneaky suspicion about them and didn't like the way they conduct themselves, or didn't like their shirt or skin color, in which case, no soup for you. I'm sorry, no loan for you. Equifax is the oldest of the three credit bureaus, dating all the way back to 1899, when it was known as Retail Credit Company. They were the ones making decisions based on social perception largely, and they would collect all manner of information about potential credit seekers, not just limited to financial information, but also including personal details like marital troubles, ethnic background, race, religion, late night activities, and political opinions, often compiled from friends, family, employers, neighbors, and those who may not be a big fan of you, maybe the milkman you stiffed. That database continually grew until being digitalized in the 1960s for all to see. Consumers, it turns out, were not huge fans of this. Americans like to bitch. And then,
hell yeah,
since maybe you didn't return your neighbor's shovel, or you borrowed his wife, both not good. But
I don't like how we just compared wives to shovels. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it out there.
There's another word for shovel is
a hoe.
See
how he's trying to slip the triple and quadruple entendres and his misogynistic entendres into the shit. We own you, Dutch. Keep it up.
Yep.
Look at his fucking face.
Look
right
at his
now.
smirk. Look at that
knows he's
sneer.
being a
It's not even a
misogynist.
smirk, it's a sneer.
Oh
Look
yeah,
at
that's
that.
definitely a sneer.
Looking down his nose at people.
With
Oligarchs.
that 1983 box behind him with duct tape.
Yeah. Look at that beard. Terrible.
Maybe not an indicator of ability to pay back a car loan. Enter the Fair Credit Act of 1970, which gave consumers more privacy and streamlined the information over time to financial.
Oh, by the way, Rayyvana, anytime you want to cut in, just let me know and I'll pause it.
Okay, I was thinking about cutting in when he compared women to shovels, but you guys covered that quite well. So
we got you. We got
No,
you. We're here. We're here to defend Your Honor.
Not on
Because
our
this man
watch.
Just he's despicable. I don't know why we suffer him.
Can't turn Dutch into a housewife.
Can't turn a Dutch into a housewife.
Information specifically, it's supposed to be more fair. In 1989, Fair Isaac compiled the three main bureaus, including TransUnion, which was originally for railroads and leasing, and later Experian, into the FICO score we know today. FICO uses five top factors that influence our scores the most. So just briefly, this payment history, amount of debt, length of credit history, amount of new credit and inquiries, and credit mix, generating a score anywhere from 350 to as high as 850, with the higher, of course, being the better. So knowing that the goal of the FICO credit score was the creation of a more fair system, the question we're going to ask is, was that goal reached? Now, kinda, but not really. So a FICO score is probably a more impartial way to handle credit approval than just having some bank representative make superficial judgments about potential applicants. But algorithms can actually reinforce racial disparities and cultural disparities that already exist, and as well as income disparities. Even if an applicant...
Gotcha.
So, with that in mind,
Kitty.
When talking about racial disparities in real estate lending, it was even found that trying to get pre-approved online through like Rocket Mortgage and things like that, the disparities still existed.
How would they know?
The disparities still existed, and the dichotomies still existed, where people with similar credit histories and financial histories, but disparate melanin content, somehow got charged a higher rate some way. I wonder. Anyway,
I mean, growing up, I didn't go to college, and I just went straight. I went straight to the workforce, and I had family shit I had to take care of, so I couldn't justify in my mind.
You don't have to justify anything.
Well, I don't think I've ever said it, so I think I should say it. I couldn't justify leaving my family in the state that it was in. I felt like I needed to stay and make sure everybody was good. Whether that worked out in my benefit is yet to be spoken. But it was so insane when the loans would come up for school stuff. Like when I was just like, I got accepted to a few places. I was like, ugh. And then the loan will be, ugh. Ugh. Can't do that. Can't do that anyway. And then after working for a few years, now I'm a supervisor or whatever, I'm making some money. I was like, okay, I need to pay for my own place. So it's like, where's your credit history, sir? For taking care of my family for the last couple of years? I don't know. But the fact that rent and utilities and shit like that doesn't go towards your credit score.
Of course not.
Especially for people who are in lower income brackets. Like you spend like 110% of your earnings every year. So it's not like I haven't made any money and not spent it on anything. And I was just like hoarding it all to myself. No, all that money went towards bills. So I paid several hundred bills throughout this year, but I have nothing about it will reflect on my credit score. That's a bit fucky.
Back to the dig.
Qualifies for a better rate, an unscrupulous lender could still take advantage of them as happened before the subprime housing crisis, when minority applicants who qualified for prime loans were giving subprime loans instead. And then, of course, we all know about redlining. But there are issues beyond racial discrimination, inaccuracies, ambiguity of the scoring system, and data breaches. On a basic level, you need to take out some form of a loan, whether it be in the form of a credit card or anything, to build up your credit score. So theoretically, you could be very financially responsible and pay everything in cash, but still have no credit history whatsoever. And that would leave you without the ability to buy stuff if you needed it. Now, immigrants, it turns out, we're a country with a lot of immigrants, disproportionately have no idea of what the system is, how it works, and even this holds true for citizens sometimes, since it's only taught in high school in the wealthiest of school systems or where it's mandated by state. In fact, studies show that 5 to 10% of high schoolers have classes in personal finance, which is very low. And teachers, many are not even qualified to teach it, so that adds to the problem. Now, the American credit system is not the worst, I'm not saying that, but it's not the best either. And I thought we were the greatest country in the world, not the average country in the world. Criticisms include discrimination against prospective employees, rejection of rental applications, racial bias, poor risk prediction, manipulation of algorithms, and overall immorality are some of the concerns raised regarding this system. The scoring system itself has been studied as a form of classification to shape an individual's life chances, a form of economic inequality. The classification scheme is necessitated by the loss of collective social services and risk. The credit scoring system in the United States does have some similarities still to the credit system that's going on in China, but the use of credit information in connection with applying for various types of insurance or rental applications has drawn really, really deep criticism here. And that's because obtaining and maintaining employment, housing, transportation, and like mandated car insurance are kind of things that, especially with car insurance, where you're like mandated to have that by law. So if you're going to keep people from getting something that they're mandated to have by law, that could be problematic. And then it goes down to, what are your human rights, right? You have the right to own a home, or right to for someone to say, we're not even going to rent to you because you're a 568. And I can get a 620, that sort of thing. So what are the ethics at on that?
But here's my thing. What the fuck is the difference between like 40 points? Right? Like honestly, like what are the lines that are drawn? And who the fuck gets to draw the fucking lines?
Right?
Because if it's literally like the difference is between like a 580 and a 620 is like one missed payment over like 8 years, then how the fuck does that tell you whether or not someone's going to pay out their loan or not? Like that is not a good enough fucking
credit is like fitness. It's so easy to lose points. A company decides they're going to run your credit for something.
Oh my God.
To decide if they're even going to call you about something, maybe as a telemarketer. Bam, 15, 20 points gone. You know what I mean? You have one late payment on your mortgage. In 7 years of paying a mortgage, they'll knock you 70 points. And then each month that you are paying on time is like a half a point. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's the classic analogy for me is fitness. It's so easy to get out of shape and so hard to get back into shape. And credit is the same way. The slightest little thing, even if it's valid or invalid, is
you're still fucked.
They hamstring you, they cut your Achilles off, and then you're trying to rebuild, and you've got to jump through hoops, write letters, dispute, and all kinds of stuff.
Envelopes and stamps. I got time to be writing.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, and God forbid you're like a person who's disabled and can't, you don't have your own income and you're like getting government entitlements. That doesn't build your credit. So like you eventually save up and you want to get something. You might have the fucking cash to get it, but they won't let you because you don't have credit like you've gone through some sort of tragedy in your life. Right. You were unable to work. Maybe you lost your income. Boom, credit blown. You could have a fucking perfect credit score. One fucking tragedy in your life, you're down into the do not sell this person anything zone.
And another interesting thing is that your student loans count against your credit, and you might be paying your student loans monthly on time, but there's this little thing called DTI. And if you went to a great school and you amassed $120,000 in student loans, now you might be paying every month on time. That's great. But hey, you still owe $115,000, and that counts against your debt to income ratio.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're not getting things, not because you're not paying on time, not because you're not being financially responsible and paying your bills on time, but because they count that as part of your debt to income ratio. What you doing the right thing and going to college as everybody said to do and get a good job, but now you can't get a house because it's $115,000 is hanging over your head.
Mm-hmm.
You're making $80,000 a year and you still got to rent because ain't nobody gonna give you a loan.
Right. And you pay more in rent than you pay on most mortgages.
Oh, I know that. But
the rent payments don't go towards your credit history. Now they're starting to make little changes to that, where there's a company called Rental Karma or something like that reports towards your credit and attempts, but I don't know how impactful that is. And there's other things I've read about that where they're trying to, like, Experian Boost is supposed to.
Yeah, we can like add things to count towards your credit score.
Right. So hopefully that there's a shift coming in that arena where paying your electric bill and keeping the lights on in your house is a positive on your credit score. And maybe they'll change the way they take away credit and credit score and allow you to build. But that goes down a whole rabbit hole. So,
and then there's the part that I don't think that's even going to touch on identity. And sorry for you audio people. Constance says in the chat, thank you, Constance. And identity theft is a joke to clear up. Yeah, you're pretty much fucked. Like your shit is fucked for like the next 6 months.
Yeah, because PayPal called me talking about I got a loan out, and I've never taken a loan with PayPal. And I'm like, I don't have a loan with PayPal. And if I'd had a loan with PayPal that I defaulted on, why are they letting me utilize them as a payment service right now for my clients?
Bro, do not fall for the scam where someone says, yeah, you got the... give me your login information. Let me check your account.
Hey, guess what? Negative, Batman. They sent me a letter. I was like, get the fuck out of here.
I'll type you up a PayPal letter right now. Talk about some letter.
Oh, I politely tell them to fuck off every time, whenever I get a call. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. I just received the payment on PayPal right now. So you telling me that they're going to let me still do business even though I defaulted on all this money? Fuck out of here. You kiss my ass.
You're not getting it. All right. I know
how much longer do we have on this damn dig, dude?
I don't know. Dutch is really in his bag right now. Man. So we only got like 2 minutes left. No.
All right. Bear with us, Rayyvana. This isn't our idea. Yeah, just take another sip. Buckle up.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get another drink.
Finally, and perhaps most frustrating to customers, is that small hiccups can cause a far more dramatic drop in score than years of stability can cause increase in score. I had this myself.
Keep up, man.
The wife and I sold our house, and we didn't buy another house right away. Our scores went down like 100 points, and that was the only thing that changed. It took us like 2 years to get them back up. So you can have a hiccup or whatever, and it impacts you for 7 years, where 6 years of good payment history is kind of offset by that. So kind of problematic. Also, no one knows, other than maybe some weirdo in a closet behind 35 locked doors, knows the actual algorithm used by these publicly traded for-profit companies.
I know what the algorithm is, but I'm not telling you.
Companies, which should be noted.
You gotta take one of them pills, man. You gotta take a red pill.
Allowing lenders to charge rates up to 15 times higher for those with the lowest scores who tend to be poorer than those with the higher scores who tend to be richer, further widening the economic gaps that we...
There it is. Lost my mouse.
Why in the fuck do lenders and things like that charge people that are a higher risk to pay, quote unquote, higher risk to pay off a debt more than you would charge somebody that's a lower risk? You would think that you would say, wow, their credit's not that great. They had a couple of things here that really dinged them. They've been paying on time, though, of the bills they have. Let's not charge them more, thereby increasing the chances of them defaulting. Let's charge them less in interest.
Because that would make too much sense.
I wonder what is the upside of that? I mean, if somebody defaults on a bill and they can't pay it, you're not getting the money. So what is the upside of that for the company?
I think for if it came to like the rich people accounts and the poor people accounts, I'd probably go after the rich people for like bullshit fees and all that stuff first.
Because they'll pay it. They're not going to fight you.
They're not going to miss $35.
Right.
But 20-year-old me, I knew where every red cent it was going in my fucking debit account. I needed all 35 of them dollars. So I knew exactly how, like, let me slide.
I don't understand that logic.
Yeah.
And it comes down to humanity.
The big difference is like the rich can afford attorneys, right? To keep them on retainer or whatever, who know exactly, like, this is not a legitimate charge. Like, they have someone in their corner who can, they don't have to worry about it. They're going to fucking put this burden on someone else. They're going to pay them to take care of it. Whereas, the poorer people tend to be less financially literate just by proxy of not having the ability to retain, a personal accountant, to retain a fucking tax attorney, or someone who can go through the documents, whose job it is to go through the documents, who can say like, okay, this is not this is a dumb charge. This is an issue. This is, someone has stolen your identity. What have it, like, so it's just it's easier to go after those people. Like, I went to U of I, and the housing companies at U of I would INI they would target the fucking international students, because they knew the international students had less of a grasp on the English language. They knew they had less of a grasp on the legal system, and would just pay these fees. They knew they would just pay them because they weren't going to fight them. They didn't know that they were like illegitimate fees. And it's the same way with these fucking these companies, these creditors or insurance companies, whatever they may be. They know that like the poor people don't really have not been given the same sort of education on it. They don't have the same sort of resources. So they're not going to be able to, point out, this is not real. It's a fraudulent charge. This is a fee that you charge me for no reason for, whatever it may be.
There's a certain bank that I will not name.
Don't give them no shine.
They don't get no spins on this radio station. But when I was DJing, I made an account with this company, and that's just how my boss paid me. Got the stream playing somewhere. Is that you, Haas? Oh no, we're getting an echo all of a sudden. It's weird. But every time I would get my deposit, once a week for the shows that I had done for the previous week, and then I would never touch it because like that was like my extra money, and I would just leave it. And then I just kept getting letters from said company saying, your account has been overdrafted for fun. I'm like, no, it wasn't, because I don't even have a debit card for this. So I have to come literally into the bank to take money out. This is wrong. I'm so sorry, sir. I apologize. We'll go ahead and
send those letters out periodically to get people to pay us money.
And I was like, what if I didn't come in here? Well, I was like, do you do this a lot? Don't answer that. Don't answer that.
Right.
Give me everything that's in the account right now.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
Close this right now.
I'm good. And I think that bank has changed their ways, because this was around like 08, 09, back when banks were getting real fucky and decided that they're just going to start taking shit. It was like, you know what, if they don't want to pay monthly fees, I'll just overdraft them for nothing and see if they catch it. They'll have to catch me. And I caught their ass because, like I said, man, I knew where them coins was. You couldn't tell me that. All right, Dutch, finish it up so we can get fucking
grapple with today. So that's it for me. Thank you for letting me jump in.
Oh, thanks, Dutch. Appreciate your time, brother.
One thing awesome. He didn't talk about is like there was recently a Supreme Court case about this, but a lot of Middle Eastern people and Muslim people in this country were marked as terrorists because they had the same names as like someone who was on like the terror watch list,
right?
And their credit was destroyed because of it. They couldn't buy anything. They couldn't get house loans, they couldn't get car loans, whatever, but they wouldn't know until they went to make one of these purchases. Right. And they had all been dicked over by these credit companies, and they wanted the right to sue for damages, sue for their individual damages. And the Supreme Court said, no, you do not have the right to individually sue these insurance companies for your loss, for the loss of purchasing power or whatever. They just got absolutely fucking screwed over, first by the insurance companies and then by the Supreme Court, just by virtue of being a brown person.
So because my name is Mikey Famine and because of my religion, there's thousands of Mikey Famines. My credit sucks because I guess, or even worse, like for certain people's names, like I have to at work, I have to deal with like a lot of like
Hassan.
I have to deal with people like sending money overseas and stuff like that. And there's certain countries you can't send money to. There's certain associations who have members that you can't send money to. That's the thing. So just because of my name that happens to be the same name as one of them, fuck me.
Yep. Literally.
And you bet not. And you bet not try to come get no remuneration neither.
They recognize, that's the thing though, they recognize these people had suffered individual harm. And typically in the legal system, there's
going to make that right.
Yeah, there's the legal doctrine of making the person whole again. And
right.
in doing so, you are providing them with some sort of compensation, compensatory damages, punitive damages against the organization that fucked them over in the first place, whatever it may be. The Supreme Court said no. Like you can't recover individually for the harm that you suffered because of these the negligence of these insurance companies. Nope, you get nothing. We recognize that you were hurt. We recognize that your ability to purchase things was damaged, but nothing. But fuck you, figure it out.
But you just said you recognized it, which means that it's fucking criminal.
Right.
Yep.
Hey, it's like Martin Lawrence said about the girl that just broke up with a man and shot at the club with her fuck him girl dress on. Fuck him girl. Fuck him. Dancing hard as shit. That's what the Supreme Court said. Fuck him. Damn.
That's greatest country on earth, guys.
That's democracy, baby.
And what kind of, you said you're in law school. Like what do you which branch of the law tree are you?
So this last summer I was working in immigration law. I was working with asylum seekers, and Jesus Christ, that process has been, irreparably fucked over by the Trump administration. But right now I work at a disability rights advocacy group in their civil rights department. So it's like a lot of disabled people representing them in fair housing disputes, or, asking for reasonable accommodations under the ADA. But like more broadly, it's public interest law. So doing pro bono work, that's what my certificate is in, just doing pro bono work for, clients who would not otherwise be able to afford an attorney.
That's noble work.
And how mad are you that everyone's trying to invoke the ADA because they don't want to wear a mask at the grocery store?
Oh, it's such bullshit. Oh my God. Like,
that's like trying to go get a weed card. Oh, my back hurt.
My eyes hurt. I got anxiety. Like, just give me the weed. No, it's absolutely bullshit, considering like I have clients who need these reasonable accommodations. Like cannot live without them, that get denied. They get denied in court because, you know, we obviously don't have the same sort of, you know, funding. I mean, we're well funded, thankfully, because of donors and government programs, but like these corporate entities that they're fighting with have infinite resources, it feels like, you know, and they have we have 3 attorneys, they have 100 attorneys on staff to work on whatever it may be. They have so many law clerks that they can just pass off the low level work to, so that the attorneys can craft these arguments. So they just get screwed. But it's like these people who are trying to say like, oh, under the ADA, I don't have to wear a mask because and you can't ask me what my disability is.
That's
which is
HIPAA.
It's not it's not true. Like,
not HIPAA.
They can ask, you know, it's not like a service dog or whatever, in which case they don't need documentation in some states. But like, you're requesting a reasonable accommodation. There's a formal process. You can't just walk in and say, I need this reasonable accommodation. There's a formal process that goes into it, that you have to send first a demand letter and then negotiate with them. And then if they don't accept that, then you have to go to court and get that reasonable accommodation. And then they can't discriminate against you. None of these people who are saying this shit have any sort of disability that would preclude them from wearing masks. In fact, like, by and large, the disabled community, of which I'm a part, feels very strongly about vaccine mandates and mask mandates, because the people who can't get vaccinated and can't wear masks want everyone else doing it to mitigate COVID, so that they can participate in society again. They're screwed if you can't get vaccinated because of your disability or your pre-existing conditions, whatever it may be. Like, you want everyone else vaccinated. You want these vaccine mandates so that you can fucking live a normal life again, because these people have been trapped inside since the beginning of COVID. They haven't been able to go outside. So then these privileged ass motherfuckers are invoking the ADA to just be dicks in public and to actively, you know, spread a disease and to harm other people because they don't give a shit about anyone else. It's been so infuriating.
because it takes something like what you're doing and what your firm does. It takes all of the hard work that you guys do, and they just wipe their ass with it because my face gets itchy.
Yeah, like
I have allergies and I used to have asthma. It's like, that's not the same. You can't invoke the ADA for that. Like, what are you talking about?
Masks don't prevent you from breathing. Like, people who do have these, you know, disabilities wear masks to, you know, if it's something that they could spread, to prevent the spread from it. But also, it's just better to, like, if you have allergies, you know, some people experience less symptoms because they wear masks, and the pollens are not, you know, they're not breathing them in as directly.
Chronic allergy sufferer.
Yeah.
And it's so funny that the same people that look at you with disgust if you sneeze or cough in the grocery line and say, cover your fucking mouth.
Why?
Now all of a sudden,
dude, you got like a 1% chance. Remember that chance?
Yeah.
It's
like, you got a 99% chance of recovering. You're going to survive though. You might be on dialysis. You might have permanent lung damage. Your heart may be affected long term.
You're going to lose your job because you didn't show up for 8 weeks because you're on a fucking
You might lose your college scholarship, dude, but you survived, man.
Did you see the now they're like intentionally coughing on people. There was like a lady who like freaked out at a Joanne Fabrics or some shit and coughed on a woman who asked her to wear a mask. The woman she coughed on had cancer. She was a cancer patient. She could have fucking died. Unfortunately, that woman was charged and sent to jail. But like, too often they get away with it if you don't catch it on camera.
Oh, Mikey, I'm gonna get up with you.
Rayyvana, we're singing the international New Black People's Anthem.
And 3, 2, 1. Try Jesus. Don't try me. Because I throw hands. Please.
I'm no
cough on me. and
How about
see what
turning
happens.
the other cheek?
Please
I'm
call
one
for me.
part of the Bible.
I swear, I
That
declare
don't
for Lord. God
stick
rest
with
Bernie Mac.
me.
I declare for Lord. Please call for me and see what happens.
Try Jesus.
You will get every piece of the pectoral implant.
Don't-
Bang!
Here's what we're not gonna do.
Right. What we're not gonna do is have any more teeth in your goddamn mouth. That's what.
Oh, you want to talk about officer? I feared for my life.
Mhm.
I had to stand my
I fear
ground
for my life. I got
I hit
young
him
kids
with
at home that haven't been vaccinated.
I hit him with a
I
Mortal
was in danger.
Kombat Liu Kang uppercut. I put him up through the
Hey,
drop ceiling
I
on the
tell him,
next one.
I tell the cop, I got sickle cell trait, dude. I had it. I do. I got sickle cell trait. So guess what? Had to put pause on him.
I had to put the paws on him. I mean, and I don't advocate violence in the slightest.
Sometimes I
But
do.
yo, you might catch you might catch a reflex fucking around sneezing and coughing on me intentionally.
Oh, my daughter, she tried to scare me once. You know?
Oh
no. You almost got fucked up. Because the South Side almost came out. That 44th and Stewart don't play. It just jump out. Bow! Oh shit. I'm sorry. Get up. You're gonna be all right.
Just follow the flashlight with your eyes, baby. Come on. Come on.
Just
Stay with me.
Please.
Okay, yeah, you're gonna come on here on the
Breathe.
couch with me. You can't go to sleep right
Breathe.
now. I'm gonna need you to stay up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna need
stay
you to
up.
stay
I'm gonna
awake.
check on you every 2 hours, okay?
Coma? No, you're not gonna slip into no coma. I ain't hit you that hard. Did I?
Right.
You know, I just stay
But
with me.
yeah, and then there's people like, you walk into a place and on the front door it clearly says, according to the CDC recommendations and the governor's mandate, please wear a mask. And you got these fuckers in the store not wearing their mask. And I'm just like, and then they say,
or they're doing one of these.
yeah. And I'm just like, you don't wish for people to get sick. But for a lot of these people, they don't believe it's real until it touches them.
Yeah.
You know what? I will wish that they get a scare. Like a thorough scare, like they get just like a regular flu, but they freak out about it. Like I want them to have panic sweats while they're getting their tests. Like they got to wait that 24 hours. I want you to sweat.
I want the test to come back
24 hours.
inconclusive.
There are
then they can
people
get it out.
I do wish to be sick, and Henry Kissinger is the top of that list. Come on, COVID, give us a win.
Hey man, he's still alive.
Yeah.
Kissinger's still living.
He's still Kissinger.
Wow.
And Dick Cheney somehow still kicking, and I'm like,
what they say about evil.
I'm like, COVID, I've seen what you did to Colin Powell. There's some other people on the
You know
list.
what they say about evil.
Evil preserves me.
Evil is. You saw Emperor Palpatine. You saw his face.
I'm loving the Star Wars references. I got a quarter sleeve of Star Wars tattoos.
Oh wait, you're a nerd?
I got the original poster right there.
Me?
Right? Let me move my finger correctly. Yeah,
I was
I'm
going
a
to
big
ask you.
Star Wars
Who,
nerd.
I thought I recognized Han Solo or somebody back. No, I thought that was you.
Hold on.
On that big
That
one.
was
You talking
me.
about the little one next
This
to it.
one right here. That's
okay.
the original
Yeah.
poster. Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Well,
Because I was like, that's you. But it could be Princess Leia, but that's you.
That
That's
one's
what I
me.
thought.
The other one's
next,
the Star
the little
Wars
one
poster.
next to it. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. I got the Rebel insignia tattoo when I was 18. My mom cried. She hated it.
Oh, jeez.
But then I just kept going. I feel like this is the only.
Oh my God, that is awesome.
She's got the Falcon.
I've got the Death Star
Falcon
back here. I've got an X-wing on my shoulder, which I'm so glad is finished because when I was halfway through it, it had no color. It looked like a massive dick on my arm. It was not cute.
Can't have dicks on your arm, girl. Trying to get jobs.
Yeah, but it's...
I'm one of those rare people that like Star Wars and Star Trek. There's not. It's like cups
rare.
and socks.
We're rational.
But there's people out there like, how you like one and not the other both? I'm like, dude, the Next Generation was crazy and Star Trek was crazy.
Yeah, I don't get that. Like,
one's a show, one's a movie series. Like they're not even the same. It's like
there's like hardcore Trekkies that look down on you for liking Star Wars and vice versa. It's crazy.
They're two very different things.
Yeah,
I don't understand why you can't like both.
I mean, the only thing the same is the star in the front.
You like baseball and golf?
You like baseball and softball?
Right, exactly. It's like just watch them. It's fine.
Yeah.
I feel like this is an untapped nerve, but I don't want to abuse all the time. Maybe he'll come back and see us one day.
Tap it.
I didn't know your nerd card went so deep. We could have been talking nerd shit this whole time.
Oh, I'm a nerd.
He's probably super political, so we better stay away from the nerd topics. Oh, come to find out. Well, I feel much more comfortable here.
People are onions, man. People are onions.
Smelly.
They got layers.
Layered. Come on,
Have you not seen Shrek?
Let's say I'm glad we all just did like to see for Shrek right now. That makes me glad. I hate to do this. For some reason, the people love it at home. If you're a non-smoker, I apologize, but we have to put on our gas masks, strap them in tight. We're taking a trip to the humidor.
Welcome to the humidor with Big Haas. Find out what Haas is puffing and drinking tonight. If you try his suggestion and you die, that is natural selection.
Maybe.
And the DOA podcast is not responsible for you being weak fucking sauce. So now, the one, the only, Big Haas.
Big Haas, what you smoking, what you drinking?
I got the big boy out today.
Pause.
Yeah.
Let me get
This
my giggity
is the JFR from Casa Fernandez 770. Now, Mike,
the ring gauge?
pop quiz.
Oh shit.
770. What is that in reference to?
Ray knows.
What? No, I don't know. I smoked one cigar at my friend's wedding and I choked and I passed it to someone else. I can't answer that. Is it how many millimeters it is?
Is it the length?
770.
Wait. You
Come on, Mikey.
I didn't know you said 770. All right, Rayyvana, I don't know this, so I'm gonna stall. And
I'm gonna Google it and pretend I'm not doing it.
Oh my
you
God.
Google it real quick.
7 inches long, giggity.
70 ring gauge.
70 ring gauge. Now, Rayyvana, you were right. 70 refers to millimeters.
Fuck yeah, I'm taking that W.
7 inch by 70 millimeters around. Look at that. Look at it. Look at the girth.
She's thick as shit.
That's a thick girl.
Oh yeah. Lovely milk chocolate brown. Fine little veinage there. See that? That's beautiful. The simple band.
Understated. Understated,
Yes.
some might call it.
You know, this is the 770 Maduro.
Wait, so there's bigger ones than that?
Oh, I've smoked an 80 gauge ring gauge cigar once.
I'm talking about from that company. Like that's their Maduro. I thought Maduros were like
No. Maduro refers to the style of the leaf.
Oh, so
it's a Maduro leaf.
Okay.
It's
I was
actually
about to say, holy shit, that's the medium. What is this fucking Arby's?
No, Maduro,
is that where you got that fucking?
Only Maduro I know is the Venezuela Maduro.
Oh, jeez.
My buddy's last name is Maduro.
This is a Mexican San Andres wrapper.
Mexico.
Has a nice oily sheen to it, as you see how it kind of reflects and shines
in the
light, like it's been lotioned. I mean, pause.
You better not be putting baby oil on them damn cigars. I'm gonna call the police.
The binder and filler are from, in your Dutch voice, Mikey, Nicaragua. Now, some people call this a medium as far as strength. Some people call it a full. What I am finding is that it starts off medium, and I'm starting to get a little bit more full strength off of it. Okay.
Big pause.
Very good smoke. The ash falls off in one solid chunk. I think I can grab it. About every inch or so.
Damn.
Pause. But look at that. Look at that. That's nice.
That's nice construction.
That's nice construction, especially bigger ring gauge cigars are maligned for being poorly constructed. Okay, so for the ash to fall off in such a solid chunk and remain solid through manipulation,
Yeah, solid, brother.
that says something about the construction of this cigar. For such a hefty ring gauge, there's not much wave in the burn line here, which is really cool.
Looks like one of Shaq's fingers.
Bigger ring gauge cigars often burn unevenly. And I've seen Shaq up close and personal, and I think one of his fingers is probably more than 7 inches long.
I'm on
Just
it.
saying.
To the Googles.
To the Googler. All right.
Honestly, all my experience in cigars is buying White Owls and emptying them out. So
that was my divorce. That was my divorce cigar. I was smoking peach White Owls.
Peach is the one I'd always buy. I was not smoking them in their initial form, but
Of course not. Of course not. I did. I've never partaken of the other stuff, but so moving on. You get a little coffee, get a little cocoa. There's a slight woodsy note, little bit of earth, which is just a euphemism for a little like bitterness almost, but not really bitterness. It's weird. It's weird. You have to be in the cigar culture. And
are you sure you want to know how big Shaq's hands are? It's kind of grotesque.
I want to know.
Yes.
His hand length is 10 1/4 inches.
That's from wrist to fingertip, right? Yeah. Yeah.
That's almost a foot.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
He holds a basketball like a tennis ball.
His span from thumb to pinky is 12 inches. So, do I have a piece of paper? Like, hold on.
While he's doing that,
this is an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper.
Jesus Christ.
So
he's a huge human being. He walked right by me like this, and I was just like, "Oh my god,
this is
freaking huge."
This is 8.5. So his what's this? Oh, I forgot. Fucking green screen. That's insane.
It's crazy.
That's why he can't shoot no damn free throws. A basketball is like shooting a fucking milk dud.
It's too weird. I
don't feel so bad about it now.
In the beginning of the cigar, it's like a chocolatey sweetness to it, you know. Get a little bit of as you go through the cigar. Like it's a nice slow burn too, but I'm about 1.5 inches in. As you can see, there's about a 1/2 inch of ash here. Anyway, about a 1/2 inch of ash here, and this is about 1 inch that I just had over here. So I'm about 1.5 inches in, and got some sweetness like some sort of berry, like a blackberry or something. Some chocolatey sweetness. Nice smoke output. And Rayyvana, I noticed you're smoking a vape there and stuff. There's some people, of course, who love to blow out billows and voluminous smoke, right? And then there's some people that, it doesn't really, I don't really care. But for some people, that's why I talk about it. The smoke output, it's not that bad. It's not super thick. It's not super thin. It's nice, right? You do get a little bit. I ate, but you do get a little bit of headiness, a little bit of a buzz with the cigar here, which is cool. It's cool for me because I haven't smoked a cigar in a long time. It gave me a little bit of a buzz, but it's a lot of tobacco. So, like I said, I'm barely into it, and really good so far, especially for such a big ring gauge. I used the straight cut, not my normal V, because I don't think that the V might have got it, but I don't know. My V cutter goes up to about 56 ring gauge as far as getting it over the cap to cut it. So that's why I use my big boy cut. I use my big boy cutter because this goes up to I think 80. So I use my straight cutter, which gives me, of course, more draw. The construction is like a moderate. It's not super loose. It's not super tight, giggity. You know, so you get a nice draw. What I love is it's just enough ash remaining to not have the tobacco get too hot, which of course fouls the taste and experience of it. So I'm liking it a lot. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do because this is about a 2.5, 3 hour smoke, depending upon how often you're puffing. Now, am I going to preserve it for tomorrow or am I going to finish it up tonight? I got clients at 6 a.m, so I guess I'll probably preserve it for tomorrow. But I got it paired with.
What you got? What you drinking on?
The Fire and Cane Glenfiddich single malt Scotch whiskey, right?
Wherever did you find such a thing?
And this dude I know plugged me in with it. His initials like motherfucker, MF. Yes, it's really good. It brings out the spice. It brings out a little bit more of the earth. When I drank it, I drank my first glass. I had just a little, like a couple fingers of that giggity and a couple of cubes of ice, right? And then I put a finger and a half in giggity.
Jeez.
And I topped it off with.
Why is everything in like liquor and tobacco worlds just such fucking perverted
Canada Dry
language?
Bold. So now with the ginger ale in there.
Oh, we're all drinking mules then.
When you take a little sip and take a little puff, the sweetness is emboldened, and the earthiness and any the like spiciness is muted. So it's an entire, like that first inch and a half was entirely different drinking just the scotch and a couple of rocks versus scotch, rocks, and some ginger ale. So this is a great way to smoke 2 cigars in one by kind of switching up the style of your drink at a certain point in the cigar. So you kind of get to see more of the nuances as you go versus just smoking the entire thing with one. I do that a lot when I have a cigar that's a nice slow burner. I'll try to switch up my beverages. I'll start with water maybe, then I'll go to straight alcohol or alcohol on the rocks, a spirit on the rocks, and then I'll go to a juice. Sometimes I'll get some cherry Kool-Aid or something.
Some crank, some of the harder stuff.
Some
Eat
crocodile.
A couple of liquor
Little crocodile. Drop a
Eat
couple
some
of
mushrooms.
Drop a couple of meth flakes in there and see what happens.
I feel like rolling the dice tonight. What do you say, Jimmy? Because you're like you're
reckless.
Your imaginary friend that you just trip out and talk to is Jimmy's right there.
So I'm gonna give this a preliminary rating because I haven't the bulk of the cigar I still have to smoke, so I don't know how it's gonna change.
Hold on. Coolness check. Rayyvana, do you know what the Source rating system is? Remember the Source magazine?
No. I'm sorry, I lost. I failed. I didn't.
Damn
meet
it.
the allegation.
Do you like hip hop? Well, first we have to ask a disqualifying question. Do you like hip hop music?
Of course,
I do. If this is like, I'm only 23, so.
Oh shit!
I don't even know if the Source was still around.
You're a baby. Oh my god! I thought I smelled Similac.
Rude. The Source was the like official hip hop magazine.
Yes.
And like, when did that 90s into the early aughts?
In the 90s into the early 2000s.
Yeah, and how they would rate rappers was by mics.
No, the albums.
The albums. The rappers' albums. Well, and 5 mics was the best. We have a similar scale here for cigars, and it's the Leaf-O-Meter, and he has to give us now his ranking for his cigar. How many leaves, Big Haas? How many leaves is?
Like if you get 3 leaves, that's like mediocre. I smoke it every once in a while. 4 leaves is like a good everyday smoke. It's a way above average. Great smoke. 5 leaves is the ultimate.
We haven't had it yet.
I cut off my pinky for another one. You know what I'm saying? This one is about 4.35 leaves so far. Okay.
Pretty good.
And
It's a nice rating.
a lot of that is because of the price point per cigar.
That's a lot of cigar.
How much do you think a 7x70 cigar like this with
One.
how I've described it?
$1, Bob.
Stop it. Stop it.
I'm gonna win the game on a technicality because I'm a piece of shit who doesn't want to
That's
get.
a peach white owl.
I hate that fucking.
It's not even a peach white owl. That's just $1.99.
Damn, they went up.
Yeah, man.
I used to go to Casey's General Store
Not
in
the
Waterman by DeKalb.
I know the exact Casey's that you're talking about.
You've been to Waterman?
Who
Yep.
hasn't parted at
God.
NIU? Who hasn't parted at NIU?
So go to Casey's General Store in Waterman, Illinois. Now she's so young, it's probably the Casey's on the corner now of 23 and I forget 30. But it was in town when I was there. And I'd pay $5 and I get 5 White Owl cigars. And the lady knew me, so she wouldn't charge me the 6 cents because it'd be like 506 or 508. She'd be like, "Go on, baby." And she could tell on my face that I was going through something. Like I said, this was my divorce cigars. I would walk the subdivision and just smoke peach White Owls, trying to decide if I was going to leave my ex-wife or not. I love. But anyway, 4.35. Guess what? This cigar in the store. I bought this from a store. So there's a 35% Illinois tax, right? It still was only $12.
I was gonna guess 18, so
exactly.
So I win with $1, Bob. Bring me up for the showcase.
You can find this online for $9 or $10 a smoke if you buy like 5 or get a box of. You get a box of 20, you probably pay $8 a cigar. So
it's not bad. Not bad at all.
Great smoke, beautiful construction, beautiful flavor, beautiful nuances in the nose and everything, and it's a smoke. You could take this one and if you're going out fishing or if you're going hunting or if you're gonna watch a football game, you only want to smoke one cigar. This is the one. Well, there's a couple of others that I would recommend, but this is one that we're featuring today, and the JFR 770 LE Maduro so far is proven to be a great cigar, and the rating might actually go up or down depending upon what happens as we progress.
So see what we got to deal with here.
Stop it. Cigarettes have way more chemicals placed in them than cigars. Cigars are purists. It's the leaf and only the leaf, unless you get something infused.
Like with meth. Like what we do here down.
LSD laced fucking cigar.
It looks like bike reflectors, but it's actually meth flakes.
What the listeners fail to realize is that Big Haas is tripping balls right now, smoking this cigar.
Right.
His laptop's not even on. He's been doing this whole show.
We don't even exist. This show isn't real.
He's just staring at the cardboard box like a pizza box that he calls his laptop.
All right. I'm actually looking at the wall behind me.
He's just having a full-on conversation with it.
Oh, by the way, peep the Black Panther limited edition watch.
Oh, hold on. What? Oh, come on, man.
Hold on. I'm gonna.
You don't know. See,
single screen.
Rayyvana, please don't have friends like I do who never put you on the hookup. He knows I would have wanted one of those.
So this is the Black Panther limited edition. If you notice the Black Panther head there and the black under there is in the Wakandan design as well.
Man,
this is number 1206 out of 4,000. They only made 4,000.
And you ain't even put me on?
I'll hit you with the link. It might be.
It's girl sold out.
Oh. You know something? And the thing is that the website I went on was on back order. So what I did was I paid for the watch, and then they mailed it to me when they got more. And that's how I got it. Just came. It came like 3 days ago.
I'm gonna hit you with this busted ass link. It's over. You won't get it, but you can pay for it and hope it comes.
You can hope. You can hope and pray. When it came in, and I felt the heaviness of the package, I was like, "Could it be?
Is it she?"
Hey, and normally Invicta watches come in a big yellow case. This came in a black fucking Marvel limited edition case, and I flipped it open. It was like, oh!
All you started hearing was do, 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 do. You just started hearing the Black Panther music.
Oh my god! And it's black and rose gold for the listener, and it has a huge rose gold Black Panther mask in the bezel.
Hey, and you know what? I'm so glad that you picked that up for me for my wedding gift. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
So
it's
much.
gonna come right to your house in the mail. It'll come in the mail.
Round of applause, everybody, for Big Haas.
Sometime in the next 3 to 6 months, you'll see.
He really outdid himself, I should say. He really outdid himself this time. Like
that 3 to 6 months is just gonna keep growing.
Right.
6 months to a year.
Yeah.
3 to 6 years. It'll get there.
Hey, like Robert De Niro said, go around there. Yeah. Around there. Yeah. Keep going in the back. Got some nice dresses for you back there.
What'd you say? It didn't show up? Just keep checking.
Just
you sure it didn't show up? I got the receipt in the email. Like
the tracking says it's on its way.
Should be there any day now, honestly.
Any day. You didn't get it already? It should have been there when you got back from the cruise.
I thought you would have already had it by now.
Right.
Just start getting on their side. I can't believe you haven't gotten it yet.
Right.
Now I
gotta call. I'm gonna call. I'm gonna write a letter.
I'm gonna put
Dear
out an email,
Mr. Royal Invicta.
As soon as the price of stamps goes down, I'm gonna send him a letter.
Right. Handwritten.
Never happened. Yo, stamps just went up. That's another global racket that I can't fucking stand right now. Motherfucker. 1160s for a book of stamps. It's gonna last me 1,000 years. How dare you?
Right. That's why you get the forever stamps.
That's all people sell now is forever stamps.
Yeah, I get the forever stamp, and I mail out maybe 2 things a year.
Look at us talking about stamps.
The book of stamps is turning yellow. The stuff is starting to curl. You know, bought these forever stamps like 12 years ago.
It's just taped to the letter. Like it's not. There's no stick.
Get a piece of magic tape. Get a piece of magic tape. Little clear tape on there.
The adhesive on this gave up many years ago.
Yeah. But it says forever, bitch. Take this letter.
You gonna take this? Take that.
Gonna take this letter.
You gonna take it today? Any last news stories, Mr. Haas? I hear you have one last.
Oh yeah, Dutch sent me a story.
Oh,
should I read it?
Is it funny? Can I make fun of it?
Probably, because the name Marjorie Taylor Greene is in the story.
Oh no!
Wait, I'm sorry. Really quick, Dutch opened up his little thing talking about Charlie Kirk.
Whoa, gig ID.
He never completed that saga, that arc. What happened? I was ready to talk shit about Charlie Kirk. He invited me to debate him, and I said no.
We gotta play Snap, Mary, Prank.
Oh, that's right. We left out one of our other games. On
yes, Charlie.
Thank
Kirk.
you for reminding us.
Yes.
I didn't even know I was doing it.
Well, that's how great of a guest you are.
That's
so,
right.
Because of terms of service, the game that you might be familiar with is now named Prank One, Marry One, Snap One. And Snap One is in the style of Thanos. They are not actually dead. They can be brought back with another snap.
Okay.
So I guess Dutch's pick is Charlie Kirk as one of your people. Big Hassan, what is yours?
Lando Calrissian.
Fucking Billy D.
Oh, wait. I gotta specify.
Billy D or Childish Gambino.
Yes. No. In the interest of her age group, I'm gonna go Billy D. Williams. Gonna make it real tough on you.
I got someone.
You gonna be an ageist or what? What's up?
Like him as Lando or
yes,
him now?
As Lando. No,
Okay.
not now. Billy D. Williams as Lando Calrissian back in the day.
Someone told me I was the Walmart version of Donald Glover, and I was both ecstatic and depressed for
Right.
many days.
Like, I don't know whether to hug you or punch you in the mouth.
I was so broken. I didn't know what to do with myself. So shit. I was gonna say Donald Glover. So now that's out of the window. Let me throw a curveball. I'm gonna go. I'm usually pretty good at this. I always get the marry one, and then the other two always end up with the snap and the prank one. I'm going to go with Steve Carell.
Steve Carell. Okay. This is interesting.
No. Rainn Wilson.
Rainn Wilson. Jesus Christ. That changes the whole game.
Never mind. I take it back. Going right back to Steve Carell.
Okay. I already snapped Charlie Kirk when he asked me to debate him. So easy clap. Snap Charlie.
You should have aimed for the head.
It was the best, because it was framed as like a debate that was going to be civil, and there's no universe in which I could sit across from him and not point out that he has an uppercase head and a lowercase face. Like, that's not happening.
Oh, that's them suburbs coming out.
Bam!
That's some quality zoning.
That's some
quality zoning
right there. Right there. She went back to the dozens.
She hit him with the 630 insults. Damn.
847.
Oh, snooty snoots. You snooty snoots with your 847s.
I mean,
I'm
from what is colloquially known as the dumpster fire of the suburbs, but
you're not from Joliet.
I'm about to say Joliet's right behind me. What are you talking about?
It was where I'm from, and then Aurora. We're always competing to be the worst school districts.
That's on the other side of me.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely snap Charlie Kirk.
Okay.
I guess I would.
So now you got Lando Calrissian,
and
Steve Carell.
If you had said Donald Glover is the person I'm going to marry regardless. He's going to end up unhappy in his marriage and find his way to my Twitch stream, and him and I are going to live happily ever after. Okay. As long as he drops those shitty ass Andrew Yang ass politics. But
no one's perfect.
No one's perfect. I feel like I would probably prank Steve Carell and then marry Lando.
I finally lost.
I had such a crush on him watching Star Wars growing up. Like, Steve Carell seems like a stand-up guy.
Get some.
Like, is he someone I want to spend the rest of my life with? I'd get bored. You know, what is he going to do? Pretend to be Michael Scott for however many years? No.
Get some before that gets old, right?
That'll
get old.
You know, Lando going to do something smooth.
He's just
he gonna keep you on your toes, baby.
He's gonna keep your credit score down by fucking identity thefting you every 36 seconds.
He's gonna say, hey, you look a little bored. Why don't you crack open one of those Colt 45s?
Colt 45 works every time. Have you not seen that?
Oh my God! There's
no way.
Look up the Colt 45 commercials.
I was about to say, there's no way she's seen the Colt 45 commercials. Because my uncle had to hit me to game. Billy D. Williams did a series of Colt 45 fucking malt liquor beverages commercials in the 80s into the 90s. They are so perfect.
Yes.
They're so bad.
Yes.
That it's perfect. I'll show you. The
commercials are so epic that Saturday Night Live did a skit on the. No, I'm sorry. In Living Color did a skit on Billy D. Williams and the Colt 45 commercials where freaking Keenan Ivory Wayans was basically you gotta watch.
We'll send the links.
Let's say like this: there's no way they could do that skit today.
Okay,
no, absolutely not. There's no way they would make those commercials today.
Canceled.
Look up the In Living Color Colt 45 commercial skits, and you'll be like, There's no way they could do that today. Zero chance.
All right, Big House, hit us with your last story so we can get.
Okay. All right.
we can
all right,
GTFO.
all right. Let me read this story. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up. All right. This is a semi-political story.
I'm
Last
semi-political.
week, a judge in Fulton County, Georgia, threw out a lawsuit attempting to force the county to conduct a widespread ballot audit of the 2020 ballots in the county.
Here we go.
Citing there was a lack of both evidence and of any injury to any party. The suit had been filed by a group of 9 Georgia voters who claimed that the 2020 election was fraudulent.
Can we? I can't with the fucking dude. Like, dude, come on, man. Like, you already know, like, someone who has to count fucking ballots, the job already sucks, right?
Right.
They're just doing it. It's probably temp work. It sucks.
Yeah.
Stop asking for multiple fucking audits.
Yeah.
This shit is crazy.
Henry County Superior Court Chief Judge Brian Amaro ruled that the lawsuit failed to allege a particularized injury. This, of course, outraged the right. Fresh off the heels of the Arizona audit by cyber ninjas that found Joe Biden won Maricopa County by about 100 votes more than we previously thought, which of course is probably wrong either way, since they had no experience in audits. But nonetheless, the outrage ensued.
I'm an auditor.
Nobody was more outraged than our own special friend, Marjorie Taylor Greene. During an appearance on Steve Bannon's live stream, Jesus Christ, he's got a live stream.
Oh my God.
Oh, he's got the worst show on the internet.
Like, just that sentence alone.
Yeah. It stopped me in my tracks. I was like, wait a minute, he's got a live stream?
He should be in prison.
Shouldn't he be trying to get to a country with no extradition treaty?
He should be in those prison TikTok videos. That's the only live stream he should be doing.
Right.
Like,
here I am.
He's just out here giving
Black
up his IP
Box
address.
Outpost number 48. Green described it as absolutely devastating news and said the lack of audits is unforgivable in Republican states. And I quote, "The case has been dismissed for lack of standing," she exclaimed. They're saying the plaintiffs have not established that they received injury. If wide open borders, a complete invasion at our border, the catastrophe in Afghanistan, arming the Taliban with $85 billion worth of our military equipment and abandoning Americans, Green said, complaining about Joe Biden. I continue to quote, "If that's not injury, what is injury? Everybody knows it. If you thought that was it, don't worry, there's more."
Hold on. Before you go on.
Yes.
Are we seriously going to be fucking doing this for the rest of our lives, where every time somebody loses an election, we're going to take a fucking another $100,000 and fucking recount all the votes?
100,000. You think it's just 100,000?
It's a little funny because this money is Republican funded. It's crowdsourced money, right? Like some of the audits are funded by the states. Texas is doing a state funded audit to stroke Trump's ego because he wants an audit that he will definitively win. But like this one, they took money from the Republican voters, so I think that's funny as shit. Like you guys got cucked.
If they want to pay for it, then yeah, go ahead. But as long as it's not the taxpayers, I'm like, oh, I don't want no part in this shit. I already cast my vote. I'm pretty sure it went in the right bucket. So
Marjorie Taylor Greene continues, "We've been the most blessed people. We need to stop being lazy. I mean, if you're a woman listening to this show, God bless your soul, you know that a washing machine is a blessing. A dishwasher is our blessing."
Wait.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I don't want to
say it again. I'll back up. Marjorie Taylor Greene continued. I mean, if you're a woman listening to this show, you know that a washing machine is a blessing. A dishwasher is our blessing. A car, minivans are a blessing from God.
I thought she was getting it from her CrossFit coach. I didn't know she had to fucking, fall back on the washing machine.
Television, radio, blenders. Come on. Blenders. Do people still use blenders or they use NutriBullets and Ninjas now? Anyway, Republican women know everything we have. Cell phones! These are blessings. I think she forgot to add hot yoga and Jason Momoa.
How? That is the most deeply misogynistic thing I've heard since I got back from vacation.
And women are going to go out and vote for whoever the Republican nominee is the next election in the midterm.
That is literally like saying, yo, thank God for sliced bread when you're making sandwiches. Am I right? Like, what are you saying?
It's not even just that it's misogynistic. It's the it's the washing machine thing for me, because it's like, a washing machine is a blessing. Like, now I'm just thinking about pre-vibrator days, all these women getting freaky on the washing machine. Like, how are you to come out strong with that as your first example? Like,
spin cycle, baby. Spin cycle.
How dare you come for one of our own? Our ally in dark times.
This woman in the age of equality, women's rights. I thought we were past the barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen days, and she brought it right back to the forefront. If you're a woman, you know a washing machine is a blessing. Meanwhile, when I get off of this show, I am going to switch to washer and dryer.
Same. I got my work shit in the wash right now.
Meanwhile, I fold the clothes.
Same.
That's just so like it.
Meanwhile,
also,
I cooked dinner tonight. I did the dinner.
Rounding it out by saying, like, you're gonna go vote Republican. I'm like, you're gonna go vote for the people who are trying to take your rights away.
These beliefs.
Your dishwasher and your washing machine are a blessing. So
these
let me just cast the vote for the people who only want me to be able to stay home and do this shit.
These are traditional Christian family biblical values. The woman stays home and stays in the house and tends to the children and does the wash. And she's glad to have an egg to drive her kids around in.
Did we slip into Handmaid's Tale while I was fucking in Belize? Like, is that what happened?
Yep.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with her? Like, I saw some of her shit and I was like, clearly a nutter about her. She'll disappear shortly.
No way. She's one of the most popular people in the party.
She's got some staying power apparently, and I don't want to pay attention to her because she's bad for mental health. But there's no way she's like she just openly says this shit. Like, she didn't get like oh, it was out of context. Like, no one tricked her into saying,
because if a
washing machine is a blessing.
If a man had said that, if he wasn't Republican, what would have happened?
I mean, the Democrats are plenty stupid enough. They already say plenty of stupid shit.
I mean, the Democrats let the New York Democratic Party leader compare what's her name? India Walton, the Buffalo mayoral presumptive winner. He compared her to the fucking David Duke, and she's black, and he's getting away with it. So honestly, I think
I hadn't heard
wouldn't
about
have done
that.
shit either.
Tell me more. You piqued my interest.
Yeah, I had not heard about that.
Yeah, she's the socialist running. She won the primary in Buffalo to be their mayor against the incumbent. And he, despite losing the primary, is like ramping up his campaign against her in the general, so that essentially they're going to divide the vote and let the Republican win, because it's fucking it's a corporatist on his side, a corporatist, whatever, on the Republican side. But God forbid the people of Buffalo get a goddamn thing from India Walton. But yeah, the New York Democratic Party leader compared her to David Duke. And like, the progressives in Congress are like, this man needs to resign. Everyone else is like, I don't see anything wrong with comparing a black woman to the leader of the KKK. this shit is cool with me. I'm copacetic with this.
He was a grand super wizard, but that
And
was so long ago.
therein lies the problem.
Therein lies the rub.
You know, you have the establishment Democrats who are basically moderate Republicans, it seems. You know?
Yeah, it's all about preserving that power and making
Yeah.
money for those corporate donors.
And once again, my mantra is, can we get corporate money out of politics yet? Whereas Mikey's mantra is now.
Now, can I tax the church? I'm just waiting on my opportunity.
Yeah, I'm just
please.
waiting on. What is it? Which one is the ruling that allowed corporate money?
Citizens United.
Citizens United. I was going to say Glass-Steagall, but I knew I was wrong.
That's the monopoly one.
Yes. I cannot wait until Citizens United is overturned and we can get corporate money out of politics so that politicians will be beholden to the constituency and not big corporate donors.
Yep.
You know?
It's
and guess
crazy.
what? You know, you can't make donations over, $5,000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you can't donate $5,000 100 times.
And the Democrats, if they had passed the reauthorization of the Voting Rights Act, which they didn't, and now they're like maybe could pass like a lesser bill, but that original one provided a lot of fucking funding for grassroots candidates that the next one doesn't, and it would have done a lot to mitigate it wouldn't have repealed Citizens United because that has to happen in the Supreme Court, which won't happen until the Democrats have to stay in power for however long it takes for
Clarence Thomas to die and other guys.
Yeah, for them to choke.
On that same vein, what do you think about stacking the court and adding more justices to because I mean Kavanaugh is like 50.
He's so young.
He's going to be there for a long time. Like, should we stack the court in an effort to help bring balance back towards things? Because Cheeto McFuckstick really screwed us over for the next, No.
Mitch McConnell fucked us over because he held up.
Yeah, that's right.
Mitch McConnell got everything he's ever asked for, right? That was his goal, is to stack the court, and he got that through Trump. And Trump had very little to do with it, just by virtue of being president, was able to do it. But I think we should stack the court. I think that that's the only fucking viable way to ensure that we can pass any sort of fucking progressive agenda moving forward. Otherwise, it's all going to get shot down. But
tons of mice. Citizens United holds that corporations are.
You have to read it first for the.
I'm sorry. Tons of mice says Citizens United holds that money is speech, right? Yes and no. It holds that corporations are people, and therefore they can use their money as speech. So it's a mixture.
Tons of mice is a little right though. It did hold that donating money to political candidates is free speech, but the more important aspect of that was that that corporations are people. And I mean, in some aspects, that's already been. The court has already held that to be true, but it was different when it came to campaign contributions. But yeah, packing the court is the only way that the Democrats will ever be able to achieve anything that they want moving forward. Otherwise, it's all going to get shot down because, people in their heart of hearts, and God bless them, think that it's some sort of, non-political body of the government. It is absolutely not. Just look at the voting records. They vote fucking, particularly the conservative justices. I mean, sometimes Thomas and sometimes Roberts on certain issues that are by and large inconsequential will they'll go with the liberal justices, but now they can do that because it doesn't matter, right? Even if one of them decides I'm going to vote with the liberal justices, the conservatives will still win. But Trump and more so Mitch McConnell very effectively packed the court. The only way, because the conservative justices are relatively young compared to the liberal justices, and they're not going anywhere. The only way to fucking mitigate that is to pack the court. And goddamn you, Justice Breyer, for not learning a fucking lesson from Ruth Bader Ginsburg and refute. He's not stepping down. He's too old. Step the fuck down. Let them put put someone who's 30 in there. Someone with very limited experience. Throw someone in that bitch who's going to vote in lockstep with the liberal justices for the rest of their life. Get someone in there who you can count on to pass your agenda, because at the end of the day, it's political. It's all political.
And at the end of the
regardless
day,
of what side you're on.
And at the end of the day, it's that dude's ego that's preventing him to step down. He likes that power.
Yep.
You know, and I encourage anybody who hasn't to watch the show House of Cards, because
it was good until Kevin Spacey got weird.
Well, you know what? I just got myself up through the last season because I didn't watch the last season, kind of in protest and kind of because I didn't think it would be as good. It was pretty good, but not as good. But there's so much shit in that show that has transpired in real time, especially between 2016 and now. There's so much stuff that has transpired that is like, oh shit, that happened in 2017. Oh shit. And this show ended in 2018. And you're like, wait a minute. The first season of this show, this happened, and that happened, and this happened, and this happened. I don't know who their resources were, but god damn, if the shit that has happened in the show happened in real life, then the backroom shady shit up to and including how we get our Supreme Court justices speaks volumes.
Yeah. And to anyone who has watched The West Wing and thought that's how this shit works, you have been deceived, my friend. Because that is like the most liberal brained fucking like idea of how, like, get a conservative and a liberal in the room and they'll work it out because they actually believe. No, this bullshit. Like
bullshit.
House of Cards,
also like this kind of
watch
bourbon?
House of Cards.
House of Cards and Veep also had a more accurate portrayal of how these systems actually operate in reality.
Yeah. You would not believe the amount of backstabbing, manipulation, shady backroom deals, and shit like that. I'm watching House of Cards and I'm like, this shit is happening. I'm watching this last season. Stacking the court is a bad thing. All you're doing is showing that the court is only favorable to the incumbent party.
And that's a comment from Wayne Maker from across the pond.
From London. Rayyvana, your rebuttal to his statement.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, you know, even if it's only favorable to the incumbent party, if the incumbent party is the party that's, you know, some members are pushing good things, do it. Get those good things through, because it's a lot harder to repeal those good things once they're in place than it is to pass those good things when you're fighting against the powers that be, right? It's a lot easier to fucking and as far as court stacking goes, it's not just the Supreme Court. It's not just adding more justices to the Supreme Court. Court stacking is putting partisan judges in federal office, because the circuit court justices or the circuit court judges matter. They matter. They are the ones making the decisions on the day-to-day that impact your life. They're the ones making major decisions on fucking what legislation is going to be actually enacted in the states, what's constitutional, what's not constitutional. And just like through my experience in law school, I can promise you this: no justice is not partisan. They all are. So at the end of the day, I would rather have court stacking that favors what I want to pass, the good things, you know, that would actually benefit people in society, versus the other things. And if the Democrats really want to stay in power, they have to stack the court, because they have to pass these agendas to prove to people that they work. And if they're able, and I feel very strongly about this, if the Democrats are able to pass a robust infrastructure plan people can feel the benefits of before the midterms, they'll stay in power. If they continue to pass good legislation, if they continue to if they actually pass the voting rights legislation that allows people to have access to voting by, larger margins, the Republicans will never win again. So it's a matter of consolidating power now so that we don't have to worry about when the other party gets power, because they won't. Because Republican ideologies are deeply unpopular. If we pass these things, they will never hold power ever again.
Yeah, and there's a reason why they were fast tracking between 2016 and 2020, fast tracking these circuit court judges as judges who had never tried a case in a federal court, who had no experience as a judge or a very limited experience as even a lawyer. Some of these candidates that they got fast tracked through and got appointed to these positions, you almost wouldn't hire them as a lawyer because they had such little experience, but now they're judges for life.
And that's the thing, though. You want young judges because they are appointed for life.
Right.
Like the fucking next year when I graduate, Democrats could appoint me. And I would be in there for the next 60, 70, 80 years, however long I live. And honestly, that's the game. Yeah. You have to just outsmart your opponent at the game. And the Republicans, unfortunately, were very successful at it. And the only way to combat that is to stack the court, is to expand the court, right? Whether it be expand who's hearing at the trial level, at the circuit court level, at the Supreme Court level.
I'm next, and then you do yours, because and then we can wrap up and get out of here. So my metagaming mind on this is, why the hell do we still have it in our laws that judges are lifetime appointments? Because I think that's kind of the actual issue we're dealing with, is because there is no mechanism for people to have to either be selected again or run for election again. Like, they're just in there and they're in there and they're picked by somebody and you're fucked. Like, that's what you get now. Like, shouldn't we maybe be pushing towards a way to at least limit the length of time that people are in that position in the first place?
Yeah. Well, when it comes to the Supreme Court, it's constitutional. So there's no shot in any universe in which we're going to amend the Constitution. Like, that sucks. It does. But it's like a reality. It's damn near impossible to amend the Constitution. It wasn't originally supposed to be, but it is now. And so the rest of the federal courts are modeled after, because there is no constitutional designation for how long a circuit court judge or a federal district court judge would serve, but it's modeled after the Constitution's model for or the designations for the lifetime serving of the Supreme Court. And both parties have an interest in not amending statutes that allow these judges to serve for life, right? Because both parties want to get their young people in there and have them serve for life. And there's going to be some sort of political repercussions if there's a lot of turnover. The idea behind it is that these judges are supposed to be apolitical. They're not, but they are. And you want people in these positions for a long enough time to have experience, to create precedent, and what have you. It would be a very mighty task to amend the statutes that appoint these judges for life. It would be very hard. So in the Supreme Court, you can't touch that. It's constitutional. It's damn near impossible. There's no point in fighting that, to be honest. It's a battle that will be lost. But there could be a fight to amend how long these circuit court judges and district court judges serve. But that too is going to be like a fierce political battle that could have unfortunate ramifications if they are to lose power. And it's also just not popular, right? Like, people don't give a shit. Most Americans don't give a fuck about the court system, unfortunately. Like, that's the reality. It's not something that you can just, and it's in the same way as the filibuster, right? Most Americans don't know what it is, let alone give a shit if it exists. So it's really hard to run on doing that kind of reform. Like judicial reform is popular, reforming the bail. In Illinois, we just eliminated cash bail because that's unpopular. But it's an entirely different thing than trying to sell to the voters that you want to, reform the amount of time that these judges serve. And it's, and it's hard because it's different between state courts and federal courts. And most people don't deal in federal courts. Most people's experience in court is in state court. In Illinois, we elect our judges. We're one of the couple states that does that. So that's and people might get involved there because that's the experience they're having. But most people don't have experience in federal court. You can't really rally around that. It's tough to sell. So it's not like a good political position to take inherently, and it does have partisan repercussions at the end of the day. Like it could be done, but it's unlikely, unfortunately, in our current system.
In my dream world,
yeah,
we in my dream world we do that.
In the world where we abolish the Senate and only have an actual democratic institution.
In that warm place in my heart, that happens. All right, Big House, I interrupted you. Go ahead, Big Homie.
It's okay. I just wanted to circle back and talk about, we talked about the infrastructure bill and you talked about the filibuster. Oh, Jesus Christ.
One more comment from Wayne Maker 2.0 and Haas. I'm from Essex, not London, presumptuous tit.
Okay,
that was
so
the most London thing I've ever heard.
You're from Naperville, not Chicago. Okay, we got it.
All of the UK is London, in my opinion. I don't,
And all of Illinois is Chicago to a lot of people that are out that don't live in Illinois. So, but
Northern Ireland belongs to Ireland, and we'll get it back. Sorry, I had to say that. Aaron go bra, Ireland forever.
Okay. But I wanted
to cheering somewhere.
Yeah, the half of my wife that's Irish will be happy for us. Even though she don't talk to that side of the family. But that's all right. What do you think about Manchin and the other young lady blocking and threatening to block? Is that smoke and mirrors? Is that what could they possibly want that they are jockeying and saying and threatening to block the filibuster reform and the president's infrastructure bill?
Well, I think that there has been like a small shift in media coverage of it that is good. Before they were like getting very favorable coverage, but the progressives in the House and in the Senate finally got their messaging right and were framing it like you did. They're blocking Biden's agenda versus saying they're blocking all of these programs that people like. You just have to, when it comes to the media, you frame it like they're blocking Biden's agenda because CNN and MSNBC are going to simp for Biden regardless. Same way Fox News simps for Trump, they're going to simp for Biden. So if you say that they're blocking Biden's agenda, it's a lot harder for them to frame these two senators in positive terms. When it comes to Joe Manchin, he has some sort of, at least he's forward with what he wants. And I mean, at the end of the day, what they want is more money for their corporate donors. But, at least Joe Manchin plays the game right. He's saying it's too much. I want less than, it has to be 2.2 trillion or less or whatever. We have to get rid of these certain provisions. He doesn't want the free community college, which is a community college graduate. Very proud of it. Fuck you. Community college was the only way I was going to be able to afford to go to college. So get fucked. And he also doesn't want the, extension of the child tax credit, which is something that is deeply popular and insane that he would want to repeal. In actuality,
especially in West Virginia, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. The people of West Virginia need free community college. They need fucking child tax credits. They need this. He's not representing anyone, right? He's just representing his donors. But at least he is forward with what he wants. Kristen Sinema is playing this, I don't negotiate publicly. That's bullshit. That's not a thing. She's like, ooh, I'm sorry. And as a bisexual woman, Kirsten Sinema, whatever her name is the bisexual that needs to be erased. Okay. We're not doing enough bisexual erasure on her. She sucks. She's not even good at fronting like Joe Manchin is. She won't even say what it is she wants.
She's standing in front of an elevator.
Yeah, she won't even fucking pretend that she has something that she's asking for. She just says, "Oh, I'm not going to negotiate publicly, and I'm just going to ignore immigration activists who are telling me about their tragic experiences because I'm playing Flappy Bird on my iPad on this plane." Like, I do think though that she is deeply self-absorbed, and she is loathing because at first she was the media's golden girl, whatever. She's a woman who doesn't give a fuck, and like that was cool. But now even the View has turned on her, and she hates it. You can tell that she is not like she likes the attention, but she does not like to be demonized, and she's not enjoying it. She's fucking 56 points behind Joe Biden in Arizona, behind the other Democratic senator in favorability in Arizona. Like she has no shot at fucking winning re-election. And it's just a matter of when she breaks and how much the Democrats are going to give to Joe Manchin before she breaks, because she will crack, in my opinion, because she's not good at this. She's not good at putting forward some sort of pretend agenda in the same way that Manchin is to benefit her donors. She can't do it. She needs Manchin, and in some aspects he needs her, because once she breaks, he has to capitulate too. It's just a matter of when she breaks and how much the Democrats give to Manchin before she does that. Hopefully it's not much.
All right, this one is for you, Ray. Go ahead. You can read it. Windmaker says,
"Them's be fighting words. I'm going to grab my Union Jack and have at thee, Rayyvana."
Giggity.
You know what? That's your prerogative, but I will say the only thing the IRA did wrong was miss.
Wow.
I don't know if he can hear us with, all that noise from Brexit. Wayne, I already told you, you are banned from criticizing any other country until you get Brexit under control. But that probably would have happened here too. If it got brought up to a referendum, we might be fucked just as bad as they are. We got a lot of not great people voting and repopulating that probably could use with some free junior college and a lot of things to just history.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it seems like the Democrats are breaking. It seems like they've cut out the free community college, which sucks because so many people benefit from that. Like a massive amount of the population would benefit from that, because such a barrier to entering into higher education is the financial cost. And, I was very lucky. I had good grades in high school. I got paid to go to community college because I had, a lot of financial aid because my family was broke, and I had a good scholarship. I made money every semester I went there. Like there was no barrier there. I had to work also, but there was no barrier there for me in the same way that there is for a lot of people. Like a lot of people don't understand how it's not affordable to an individual who, needs to work full time to be able to pay for it. And then how do you balance a full-time job and classes?
And I mean, if you're going to take any sort of normal, like hour load, like any sort of actually get your degree in a reasonable amount of time, that does not conform with a fucking 40-hour work week.
And God forbid you live in a rural area. Then there might not even be a community college near you. Yeah. You might not be within, and if you are within a driving distance, how the fuck are you going to work 40 hours a week and then drive to school and take the one class that they offer at the time that you can get there and graduate?
Right. It's not going to happen. You're just going to get, all your money's going to get gobbled up. And then you're going to be sitting there like, wow, I've been in college for 45 years.
It's like just
6 more years and I'll have my degree.
Fucking Kanye album, the fucking inner things where he's like, my degrees keep me warm at night.
I remember that guy.
I remember Kanye.
We'll have to have a whole show about Kanye. I just feel so betrayed.
He was at dinner with Michael Cohen, Trump's old attorney, wearing a white person mask.
Yeah, you didn't see that picture? He looked like a fucking fool. And then you see his new haircut.
You're actually joking with me right now.
No,
not
Did
at all.
you see his new haircut
Oh
too?
my God.
Looks like he let Stevie Wonder go at him with a pair of clippers with no guard.
I have to. Oh my God. Kanye, West, Michael. I'm gonna end up on a list now.
Oh, it's a great picture.
Oh no.
You see it?
I see him. I don't see the haircut.
Oh,
what's a
Google
white
his
people
haircut.
mask?
I sent you a link.
Okay. I will check this out. What the Kanye, why can't you just act right? Just act right. Stop it.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this?
He let North cut his hair, I think.
I'm sharing this picture. This is the most salacious shit I've ever seen. How does the fucking this mask? Sorry for you guys who are just listening. Why does the fucking mannequin have like a fucking Kanye face on? Like totally uninterested, like staring off in the wrong direction. Like I could tell, even with that on top of it, that's Kanye.
What the fuck, man?
He's wearing that mask to cover up the awful cut he got.
The haircut. North cut his hair, and he's like, "Oh, I can't do that. Let me do something crazy and shocking. Instead of maybe not sitting outside for this luncheon, let me
like
put on this damn mannequin mask and look like a fucking idiot."
I hate really tearing people down like that, but Kanye, you're really making me run out of excuses here. Holy goddamn, what happened to his head?
Told you.
It's tough. It's a tough look. I understand the mask upon seeing the haircut.
Yeah. Maybe Saint cut his hair because he has on a Saint necklace.
How?
Dude.
I don't know.
It's the meme that it's like I just went to my barber and said fuck me up, like,
and
say no more, fam.
What you want? Hey man,
fuck
give me the blind man. Give me the blind man cut. Say less, fam.
Say less. Because I remember now that it pulled up all of Kanye's classic haircuts. I do remember when he had the the Mario Kart like speedy boost fucking zigzags going. Mm-hmm. I do remember those. He's got one that's like Tiger.
I was listening to Common. I think it's Finding Forever, the one that Kanye did all of the production on.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fucking great album, man.
Yes.
And this is what we've come to.
He went to the naked barber and just said, "Fuck up my shit, man."
It's that Kardashian, man.
Like, I don't even want to blame it on them specifically, but it's when you start, like, when people start gassing you up with bullshit and you start believing it, this is ultimately where you will end up.
And then when you've gassed yourself, you pre-filled the tank with your own shit about yourself. Jesus Christ.
I mean, that's why I'm glad that I have, shows like this and other shows that I do where motherfuckers are constantly telling me how shitty I am at things. It keeps me grounded. It keeps me humble.
Just keep you right here.
Just keep me back.
Keep it right there.
Just keep both feet on the ground.
Right.
Because eventually motherfuckers are just literally fucking I don't know, weed whacker in their fucking shit. And then they just fucking post it on the internet. Like, that's great.
Yeah.
Like, I could never be that guy. So thank you guys for keeping me 100% Mikey Famine all the time.
Straight up.
All right.
Love my boy.
Let's get the fuck out of here. Rayyvana, tell everybody where they can find you and your Twitch and stuff. And
also, Rayyvana, please let the people know where they can donate to the ADA.
That too.
To the what?
ADA.
That's an act.
So I'm pretty private about my information, but a good network that people can donate to is Equip for Equality. They do a lot of disability advocacy.
Okay.
It's not where I work, but it's a really great disability organization. If you want to help, disabled individuals get representation.
What's the name of it again for the banner?
Equip for Equality.
Okay.
In Chicago, they've got organizations all across the country, but they're wonderful. They're a bigger organization. They offer a lot of services in helping disabled people find housing, and helping disabled people get disability in the first place, and advocating for disability rights. Otherwise, you can find me on Twitter at Rayyvana TTV, not at Rayyvana. That's a fake bitch who stole my name in 2010. It has not tweeted since. Help me take her down so I can get that at back. Report. No, I'm just kidding. Don't report her.
It was TTV.
Yeah, Rayyvana TTV. You can also see me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Rayyvana. Otherwise, you can see me on TYT every Thursday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, twitch.tv/TYT for my show reactions. Instagram is just Rayyvana. You can follow me on TikTok if you want. I don't post there, but you could do that. Otherwise, I stream on my channel every day at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Awesome.
Thank you.
I will be over there rating you with all one of my viewers. And you'll be like, oh, wow, it's happening. It's really happening. One last little thing for me. I need some, you know what I need to do, Haas? I need to make a little video for me with like some really sad music. Oh, I don't want to do Sarah McLachlan because they charge us $1 million. There we go. So guys, just for a cup of coffee a day, you could help a podcast pay for their streaming costs.
And also help us donate to quality organizations like Equip for Equality.
Yes, that is our next goal. Once we get to that $100 level, we will be giving 1/3 of it away to a list of charities that we're going to have. We're probably going to do like a 2 or 3 month stint at a time. And we'll just drop off that 33% off to them. And that's patreon.com/digonamerica. Help the little engine that can. You know what I'm saying? That's good. You know what? I like that, Haas.
What?
Help the little engine that can.
Help the little podcast that could.
Chicka.
We'll sell those little like conductor hats that just say toot toot on them.
And it'll say dig on the back.
Toot toot the dig. All right. So for Missing in Action, Jason Dutch, for Big Haas, I'm Mikey Famine. And for Rayyvana, thank you guys for hanging out. It's been a fun show. Thank you, everybody who's been hanging out in the chat. We will see you fools next week. Bye.
Bye.